4 e-trike tires, 3 coconut pies, 2 new kittens, gifted herself an American wife. Who knows I'm the boss?
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. She gifted herself American wife. Who knows I'm the boss? On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 stray kittens. Gifted herself American wife. Who knows I'm the boss? On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 coconut pies, 2 stray kittens. Gifted herself American wife. Who knows I'm the boss? On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 e-trike tires, 3 coconut pies, 2 new kittens. Gifted herself American wife. Who knows I'm the boss? On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 Bill-Lick by yarn boxes, 4 e-trike tires, 3 coconut pies, 2 new kittens. Gifted herself American wife. Who knows I'm the boss? On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 bags of sorry chips, 5 Bill-Lick by yarn boxes, 4 e-trike tires, 3 coconut pies, 2 new kittens. Gifted herself American wife. Who knows I'm the boss? On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 Shopee parcels, 6 bags of sorry chips, 5 Bill-Lick by yarn boxes, 4 e-trike tires, 3 coconut pies, 2 new kittens. Gifted herself American wife. Who knows I'm the boss?
Good morning. Hi, guys. Bet you guys didn't think you would see us this soon. Gonna wait for the room to build up, but we had received several messages and comments in the section of the video about an update about that expat that dumped the girl at the bus stop. And we kept saying there has to be more to the story, and there is. So we're going to do that and just cover different subjects today. And we thought you guys would be interested in finding a little bit more about this guy. Looks like he's a long-termer here in the Philippines, and he comes here. In my opinion, I believe the guy is definitely not quite what they would call the passport bro guy, but they're going to call him, he's here for the sex tourism. He basically comes here and manipulates women. And when I said there were several women in the section that mentioned that, I was like, wait a minute, I think some of the women are here saying stuff about him. And it's true. They were in the comment section making comments. He's done this to several women. And so I'll read through some of the stuff that was said. And it's quite interesting. So there's an update on this expat that likes to dump Filipinas and treat them wrong. And you don't want to be this guy. This is severe bad behavior, and eventually you're going to end up at the bottom of a barrel somewhere, or the ocean, or something weirder with this type of thing, this type of behavior where guys are coming over here to manipulate underage girls or girls at age or their families, or make promises. And they go around, make promises to these Filipinas for marriage. This guy goes around, calls himself a single parent. So he also uses his half Filipino kid to lure in the women, and hundreds responded to him in the comment section. And to me, the guy's a total loser. Everything about the guy screams loser. And on my worst day, and if I was 600 pounds, I wouldn't touch this guy with George's face. I'm just saying that this guy is an extra creep, and this isn't his first rodeo. And his last post that he had on his page indicated that he's on his way to Bali. And he wants to figure out how to take his current young Filipina with him. And if she doesn't have all the stuff, they're going to offboard her, and she's not going to make it out of the country anyways. But he's about ready to take a girl as of, I don't know, a week ago. I think the post was a week ago. So he's just an extra creep. And it's one of those guys that make it bad for all the expats and makes it hard on the Filipinas. Although I think some of the Filipina girls that are responding are extra thirsty and extra desperate, because the guy is beyond typical. He's got adult kids in the US, or not the US, in his country, sorry. He's got two here with two different women, and he's always floating these women around. So it's kind of there was an update. This guy wasn't. I figured there was more to the story. So
No, there's actually a lot more. And now, what I'm saying is everything adds up. All the puzzles fit now. If that makes any sense, and it will fill you in.
yeah, so we get some of the people in here. And just say your hellos here. And if you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Hey
And
MB, how you doing? Hello, Philippine Antics Squad. Hey MB.
good morning. 16 more days till Christmas.
That's it.
Yeah, I know. We've been discussing several different things to actually do. And so, yeah, I can't believe Christmas is here already. It just
Seriously.
16 days.
Wow. Black Grandpa, shout out to Heidi and George from negative 17 degrees Celsius.
Ah,
Jesus Christ, Brampton, Ontario, Canada.
there are a few things that I'm grateful. Today, we're doing a live to not do one tomorrow because our schedule this month is really off. I know we do several a week. We'll be definitely be back on Saturday unless something like this comes up and new updates or something. But we thought we'd do a live today instead of tomorrow. And I was going to do like all things positive, and I'm positively absolutely sure I couldn't handle any cold weather. Even Mexico at 50 and 60 degrees was going right through me. You were building fires in the cabinet in the cabin by the woods, and we were still freezing, George, and that was what, 50, 40
No, I
degrees.
chop wood like twice a day.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no,
It
it was serious.
So
Yeah.
imagine at just 40 and 50 degrees, not
That was
17
rough. I
degrees
mean, chopping wood is
minus.
fun and all, but if you do it every day for 6 months, it gets old.
Yeah. Hey, show him, lean back and show him your tie. I know we can still see it. You can see it on there, but check him out. Got himself a tie going on.
It's a
What do you guys
Christmas
think
tree.
of his Christmas tree tie, guys? Guys,
Yeah.
if you subscribe and do a thumbs up on the video, it pushes it in the algorithm.
Where's
It
your Christmas tree?
helps push. Well, my tree was there. I was trying to show it earlier.
No, your Christmas tree tie.
Because they stop at what's called a 3X here in Asia, which is
is
an
a
X large,
3X,
which is
guys.
X large. So unfortunately, Heidi's more plus size than that.
Yeah, this
so
is a 3X.
hey, ugly
and
tourist
I'm
is
not
in the
that big.
house. Shout out, guys, where you're at. Let's push this algorithm, bring in other people to get some real truths, get Q&A. Me and George was discussing, sometimes I don't think people understand the channel. Everybody's going to see it in a different view. I Eventually we will become like actually without the numbers, we're ahead of the pack because we're different. We've always said no sugar coating. We've showed you part tourism side, part eating outside. We've done all the above with not trying to set our channel to one vibe like some channels do. And I told George we are ahead of the pack because we're different. And it's what we want to do is we want to separate ourselves. I thought about renaming the other channel again to separate from the pack or something along the line of, you know, of being. But anyways, guys, definitely let us know and make your comments. I see people are commenting. Are you guys ready for Christmas? What are you guys up to? We want to hear from you. That's why we created Saturday to be where we're gonna open up our mailbags, comments. We've got crap loads from the last couple years of what's been put to us, bad comments, nasty comments, and we're gonna start, feeding it. We've been hearing from you guys. You've been sending some in. Send us an email at philippineantics@gmail and let us know. Contact us through Messenger. All links are available. If you go into the About Us, every link that we have is in there. So utilize it, guys. We are here to, to answer. Hey, real quick, the ugly tourist is in the house. I just wanted to say hello to him. We were talking about you yesterday for sure. You're just one of those channels that we do enjoy. Again, I still feel you're like one of my cousins. Let's see. We did. Raymond is in the house.
Yeah, Alexander Michael's in the house. Victoria, hi Victoria, how you doing?
Hi,
Slick Rick's in the house.
Adam. Good morning to H&G. Will is in the house. Good morning. Yeah, I couldn't believe the update on this guy, and it was there. It was there all along. And I knew that people knew him when they called him out by his full name. And I'm like, I never even mentioned his full name. And so I was like, dang. And even if you went and tried to find, there's like 50 forums, 60, 80, 100 different expat forums. This bitch goes on to things called Fil-am dating, and he's already got a woman on his side, and he's still in there looking for women. Supposedly, when the guy dumped her at the bus stop, he had already went off and met a girl the same day. So this guy's a super fucking creep. One of those guys that couldn't handle a strong woman like me because I'd have bitch slapped him. I'd have hunted that bitch down. I'd have showed him what psycho is. Anyways, the guy's a super creep. He comes here strictly for sex tourism. He comes here, he builds himself up to be bigger than he is. MYK used to talk about that. How the guys come here on little to no money, credit cards, making themselves out that they're rich and that I've got a house, I've got a business, and I'm going to marry you. And they actually ask these girls and they cave in and have SX with them. And, and that's the end of it. And I can't stand guys like that take advantage. And that's why people don't like me because I'm not going to deal with that. Never was going to deal with that. Love bombing and George dropping teddy bears and baking cookies is a whole different situation. His intentions were way different. But a guy that comes in and lies and says, "Oh, I want to marry you and meet your family," and all of this, they do that within a couple days to these girls, and they cave in and drop the panty drop. Say to a penny drop, penny drop, penny drop. Give me a panty drop, panty drop. Ready? And I asked her to marry me.
Penny drop.
Panty drop. Be a little clearer on that. We'll have to whoop you here. A little bit
I'm
with
AI,
feeling.
so I can't finish the words.
Oh, you're doing the AI thing. Let's hear. Panty drop, panty drop.
Penny drop, penny drop.
Okay. And I own a house and business.
Penny drop, penny drop.
And I'll take you to Jollibee along with your family. And then we'll go to SNR and get you some pizza.
Penny drop, penny drop.
New song coming out. Penny drop, penny drop. We can do the 12 days of panties or something.
Okay,
On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. He took me to Jollibee's. On the ninth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. He slobbered all over me in the bed. Anyways, we're still waking up here.
Now here's the issue I have with relations during the first date. And not personally, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about other people talking about it. Like some of you will say, probably half of you will say, "Oh, a woman or man doesn't matter should never give it up on the first date." Half of you will say that, and half of you will say, "Well, if he or she didn't give it to me the first date, I'm pretty sure he or she gave it to the first date to somebody else." So what I'm saying is, I'm not defending nor attacking anybody in particular. In my opinion, that's a matter of opinion because everybody has a different opinion on whether you should give it up on the first date or not. Now, personally, I don't and I won't, and for a long time I won't. And that's me.
George
And
is a hard nut to
if
crack.
if a woman gives it up to me the first date or tries, I will flatly refuse. That's how I've always been.
We've talked about like in our relationship, not that everybody can have any self control or whatever's going on. It was like, when did you actually kiss me on my lips? I mean, I thought it was strange, but it's something personal for George. So
Same
we
thing,
were
yeah.
hugging. As a matter of fact, we hit the sack before you'd even kiss me on the lips, which I
Same
thought
thing
was
with my exes. They'll tell you first off, it takes me months before I even kiss them on the lips.
right. So we didn't have relationships for months and months in the
But
beginning.
but
Which,
again, that's me personally. That's not.
yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
Well, what I'm saying is,
Well,
I don't
here's the
pass
thing.
judgment on other people.
Yeah, that do. When I had went out after I broke up with the Canadian guy and been out with him for several years, I went into dating some online and then just some locals, like friends of friends, some of people that was in our circle, not my circle, my circle at home and everything, people that I knew. That the ones that I just met randomly, always same day wanting some. Got their hand, and I was plus size at the time, not as big as I am now, but always trying to put their moves on you and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know me, referencing to my chest. And I'm like, who can be like that? And I kind of get the creepy feeling that these guys are just really weird, except for they lead with their wallet here. So,
Well,
um,
this is part of the story, and
yeah, I'm
actually,
gonna
yeah,
tell it here.
yeah, Heidi will get into it. Yeah, but that's just a preface again. Don't judge the woman or man that give it up during the first date or not.
Yeah, everybody moves at a
And
different
correct.
different
Thank you.
pace.
Correct.
So the deal is thank you to one of the viewers that put it out, and I hope he forgives me for not leaving it in because we wanted to cover it in the live stream. It was held because it was a long message and the message, and we did receive some emails, but we were kind of like, until this other one came up, and then we started to search. And yeah, that was the other guy. So there is another version of this bloke's story as told by him on Expat forums. The guy's name is, and we're going to withhold this for the purpose of this guy seems to be an extra creep and he already threatened to sue the women that told his story already. So when I said the other day when we were reading through the comments, there were women in there and they were saying something and then he was like, "Oh, I'll sue you for defamation." Yeah, we'll leave his name out, but the thumbnail pretty much looks like the dude. He is a 66-year-old Australian. He is a serial groomer of young Filipinas. He's been coming here for years. He posts their pictures all over social media. He does social media. He brags about them. He shows them off and brags about all of his conquests. These girls are around 17 to 18 years old. He lines them up months before he comes and when he comes here. So he knows he comes here once a year. And then he will make posts in all the forums that these girls are in, thirsty, looking for husbands, maybe looking for true love. And he comes and visits for 3 weeks. Pretty specific. Okay. Pretty specific. He tells them that he's looking for a long term relationship and he intends to bring him back to Australia. And he actually brags about this. I will let you know, I did find him in 4 different forums saying that he's a single father. Would you date me? What a fucking asshole. He actually brags. The other version, and what he's been saying, is there was a girl from Davao at a bus station after she wouldn't sleep with him, and this could be the incident. He actually left her there. So he told the fucking people in the forum, as we read, that she was asking for money and he left her there and gave her bus fare. So he was looking for confirmation from people that he did the right thing. He's narcissistic, fat, bald bastard, and I will tell you he is. And he left her ass there and got confirmation from people that he did the right thing because he wanted to let people know that he thought he was doing the right thing. Turns out this guy was an asshole the whole goddamn time. Even through his words, we'd seen through that shit yesterday that he was leaving something out. So he left her to travel back. He wasn't going to waste any more time or anything on her. The same day, he arranged to meet a very young girl. This guy has 2 young kids in the Philippines. Looks like one of them has Down syndrome. The guy is 66, and the girl couldn't have been 2 or 3 years old. So here, once again, we warn you guys: don't go having kids. Is it successful? Yes, but you realize how many guys I've seen since I've been here in 5 years that have Down syndrome children left with diseases and problems because bad autoimmune issues and all these other things because they have kids this late and they go and pass away and then they leave them here altogether. But he's one that has a Down syndrome kid. And it says here he also encourages these women at some point when he breaks up to go off and find somebody. Allegedly, he's not paying any child support. And This person refers to him as low down scum, and he deserves yeah, he deserves a lot worse. I'm not going to repeat exactly what he said, but he said he deserves a lot worse. Here he is, a Philippine foreigner Filipino dating site. Hi, I'm from Australia. I'm coming back to the Philippines in October. Anybody want to meet up with me as a friend? This dude is just out there. In Australia, on a scale 1 to 10, 10 being hot and super important and successful and everything, I give this guy a 4 maybe. He just feels that he is. Okay. The guy's probably about 270 pounds, maybe 280.
Because
Tries
remember, age doesn't matter what your age is. Your score will compete with other people of younger age. So no, he's not even a 4.
Well, look what he's trying to do. This is
He's
probably his
probably at a
job
on a
or
good
some
day a 3. And again, I'm not judging. I'm really not.
I am. I'm sorry guys.
No, 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 no,
Everybody
no, no,
does
no. What I'm
content.
saying
I'm a
is,
judge. I ain't
what I'm
gonna
saying is, I can't rank myself. I mean, at my younger years, yeah, I can rank myself higher, but I can't rank myself higher than a 5. I'm probably like a 4 on a good day.
if you
What I'm saying is,
guys
my age doesn't change my ranking.
Mhm.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
here's the thing. His house is very typical. My guess
Yeah.
is this
On a good
is
day,
his
he's a
job.
3
That
or even a 2.
you don't live in a typical neighborhood and have what's considered a limo. It looks like he
Right.
does it for a living. So he's got a what appears to be a very old limo. This has got to be probably a 1990 version. And he's got that with helmets. He's showing off his assets and he puts them in every forum. Shows him out the Alta Club. It shows him in Davao showing off. And he also went into the AFAM Philippines, foreigners and Filipino dating. Who would date a single father? He shows and puts his fucking kids out there, which I despise, as bait. So not only has he exposed his own children, he puts this out to lure in young girls.
Well, it's one. I don't disagree with Heidi on that one because yes, it is. For 2 reasons. One, first off, it is a form of narcissism. Whenever somebody makes posts like this, whether with or without the kid, they're asking for attention. So again, it's a form of narcissism.
Mhm.
Again, nothing to do. What I'm saying is that I specifically said people who do these types of posts, not just him. Now, when you start exposing your children with a, for
As
example,
bait.
yes, it's a yes, it's not bait, but it is. It's
No, it's pure bait. Babe, just
no, 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 no. Bait is not this. It's not the right word for it. It's
yeah. What is the word, guys? I mean,
okay.
we're getting
Here's how it
participation.
works. If you're a predator, okay. Um, what I'm saying is, if you're a predator, aka an SA predator, if you have a female companion with you, it's easier for you to prey on other people. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. However,
Oh, you mean like
that's
that other vlogger that had a girlfriend and both of them were luring in women? He made her go to the dating sites. We covered
yes,
that
you
other
can't. That's what I'm saying.
vlogger, the other
They're not
Asian
necessarily
vlogger,
bait. I don't know what you can call
specifically
them,
Vietnam,
but it just makes the
wannabe
prey
American.
prey more comfortable around them.
Right. So the other one that we covered months ago, that other vlogger from alleged Dumaguete
Right,
area with a bike shop, used his girlfriend to lure in other
right.
Filipinas,
I'm not
which was the
saying
low of the
right. I'm
low.
not saying that's what
And she
this
was low for doing it.
right. I'm not saying that's what this gentleman is doing. However, that's the basically the same effect.
If it was up and up and it was you on a dating site and you were just legitly showing your kids, why the fuck would you come in and say something stupid like, would you date a single guy? And right here he is
That's
one day later.
that that
This guy,
that's where it's wrong.
yeah, one day later, I'm meeting my girlfriend in Bali. He has a girlfriend all of a sudden. Just 2 weeks ago, you were dumping several of them at a bus stop. So what's up with this? Now he wants to find out about being her sponsor and all of this. So the guy is all over the place. He comes to this area because he can't do anything in his own country, and evidently I don't know. I guess it's maybe the guy Some people say, hey, there's nothing wrong with being a player. But when you play like this, one day you're going to get burned here. And doing it in Asia, he's going to get burned eventually. That is for sure. So that is the update on this super creepy guy. I knew there was something else going on, and alleged there's a bunch of other stuff. We can't even say the other stuff, but the guy's got issues. Supposedly he knows other vloggers here and other people, and this isn't, you know, Asia can be a dark place, guys. Really can be dark, and it is kind of crazy, man. And yes, fleeting days. I do miss it. I know I put that up earlier. I do miss but I couldn't handle the cold again. Everything would run through both me and George's medical conditions. We would just probably freeze to death. So, is it just me or is there an awful lot of ads? There is. So, here's the thing us and other vloggers, guys, for those that have been around us for a while, we've been telling you for about 2-3 years there's a problem with YouTube and everything. The algorithm, who they're throwing numbers at. The longer you're in the game, the worse they treat you. They went into full time advertisement. Then, inside of our videos and other places, they actually ask you to advertise, which brings fake numbers. They're real numbers. Basically, it's a business. You pay for them to commercialize your videos. That's how you'll see these other people with numbers. And then, of course, there's the bots you can buy and all of that. So all of a sudden, they want you to advertise. So they run tons of commercials on you. They run them to your people. They cut your numbers off unless you pay them now. And they're running 5 times as many commercials, and they pay the tops month, like in a good month like this month, we'll be lucky to see $300 altogether. That includes your guys' stickers, memberships, and everything. And we could have made double that last Christmas. And so they're taking more, they're playing more, giving less, taking a percentage of their cut. And then, of course, we get taxed on top of it. So, yes, you're definitely seeing more. And the complaints from other vloggers is real. And it's there's so many different ways that the numbers are coming up, but now YouTube's getting involved. So they're pushing the videos less so you'll pay an advertisement. And that's just crap. We knew they've been doing that for years. So they're playing more, pushing you less, wanting you to pay to push yourself. And it's like, yeah, we're not following that trap. And we're definitely not getting involved in the bots and the SIM card thing and other countries and all this other stuff that goes on to bring numbers.
Yeah, Boham Dano says if you play, you pay YouTube all the way. Yeah, what he's saying is as
Mhm.
long as you're on YouTube, we're all paying it.
Right, one way or the other. You guys watching, advertisements being run, it is a business. So I don't fault anybody for paying 40, 50, 60, several $100s a month because you have to. All platforms has a form of advertisement and it has for a while. But usually it was places like a flower shop that would pay for it. Now vloggers, self-important or not, good or not, they actually pay to push their content. You ever look at someone and they've only got, like, here lately you'll see it like 30 views on a video on Facebook or YouTube and they've got 90,000 subscribers? Yeah, something's really off on that. But the views per subscribers have substantially dropped 1%, 2% views, 5%. So they're all over the place. But what I think sucks out the ass is the way they're running commercials and trains on you guys. Like they're just, it doesn't, it used to be when we first started, they didn't run commercials unless you were monetized. Remember that? You knew somebody was getting paid by YouTube in 2020, 2021, 22. When they ran ads, you're like, oh, wow, they're getting monetized. And we were like, wow. So they never ran them on us until we got monetized. And then after that, they're running them on everybody. Even if you're not monetized, commercials come up. And so everything's changed over the years with YouTube. And, you
Yeah.
know,
Raymond says he signed up for YouTube Premium and he says he didn't see ads anymore. Here premium is only 109 pesos.
oh,
That's
they changed
$2.
it. Yeah. So
So how
we,
much is premium for you guys right
yeah,
now?
let us know through America and your country what they charge. We pay 159, so they're offering you something.
109.
Yeah, because you have a separate account there. We're paying 159 was the last charge. So
Yeah.
that's for new people. So he's got an account. He's not the I don't know which one, but he's
Wow.
got his own YouTube account. So, well, he's got the gaming ones that aren't signed up to anything for his YouTube. But so it's 159, and then now YouTubers still get paid on that. Like they still, even if you guys sign up for premium and no commercials are on, they still throw a couple pesos a month towards. And it all depends on where the views are coming from. But when we hear vloggers say they're making 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, yeah, if it's a simping channel and stickers are being given out all day, and even then they take 20, 30%. So yeah, it's kind of out there. But no, the commercials are just getting worse and worse, and you have to do it because you love it. We have way more expenses than actually we're almost making. We have $100 worth of stuff right off the bat that we pay for without any electricity. So, and then the other portions, and when people are generous and with Christmas and all these things, it goes right into the pets. And it's the end of the year. We plan to go do something for Christmas itself, and we plan to do something for New Year's. And so it's just been yeah, guys. Oh, they like the tie. Hey, be Chris. Hey, what is going on? How are you? What's going on? Hey, sweet Caroline. Good morning. Yeah, like I said, guys, for those who are in the room, if you're not subscribed, subscribe and do a thumbs up. Did you do the thumbs up?
It doesn't count.
Yeah, it did last time.
No, it'll disappear. I'll take it away
Oh,
later.
does it?
Yes.
Oh,
You can't do the thumbs up
on your own
yourself.
video. Yeah, we're signed into our own account.
You
Oh
can't.
well.
You can't do that. You can. It'll take it away.
It'll take it away. And make a comment. Let us know where you are. We'll put your comment up. We address, unless you guys are having a conversation with yourself. We tend not to. I think there was somebody, and some of the comments get pulled by YouTube. We don't even see them after we go back in to look at them. But I address people. George addresses people all the time. We get to emails and answer people. And yeah, just feel free, guys, to say what's going on. Dallas, Texas is in the house. In lovely Angeles City. They got
XMX says it's $25 in Louisiana. Victoria says it's $4.99 Australian dollars.
yeah, so that'd be up there. So yeah, so we're lucky. It's $3. So that's what we got charged last month for book right here. So yeah, we got hit for 149 pesos last month.
$3.
$3. Here's the thing. I wish they would do more adjustments like that here in the Philippines, but they don't. Matter of fact, some shit just gets downright ridiculous. Like I wanted to do some candles from Bath and Body Works. They have a Philippines Bath and Body Works. This means they've got supplies, I guess, and I don't believe everything in Bath and Body Works is made in America. I think it's imported over there anyways. So how come those candles are 3 times as much as America? Who the hell is going to give 4,000, 3,000 pesos, 2,000 pesos for these Bath and Body Work items? I'm not paying 20, 30, 40 bucks in Asia.
Because Filipinos buy them.
Yeah, I got to get me a Filipino. Filipino. But anyway, so no, it's the other thing. Some of the items don't calculate over to like certain apps, certain programs. Like if you're like doing gaming, they still charge you the US prices for those packages for gaming and all that. And I'm like, no, I'm not spending 2,500 pesos to buy a package for a game or something. It's like I don't see who does that either. Like I said, rich Filipinos. But those were the same prices back in America for. But some things they do adjust. Evidently, they do, which they would adjust the electricity in Victoria in Australia. She's in Western Australia. Oh, I wish I was there too. Being here. Looking forward to by my birthday next week for Christmas. Happy early birthday, birthday. You don't want Heidi coming after you, pretty much. I told myself I was watching that short of the kitten hanging on the door, and I called him a little motherfucker, and I tried to bleep it out. I wasn't trying to hide it. I was just making fun. And then I'm like, damn, that kind of gives our location away again. And I'm like, I wish a motherfucker would try me. I said, I would get my ass out there and hit him in the head with the baseball bat. Go ahead. Come and get him. I'm too old to worry about hiding location. If somebody's insane enough to show up at my door, I'm insane enough to pick up that baseball bat. Bottom line.
Well,
If
it's
they're
not a baseball
respectful.
bat, so
Well, there's a lot more than a baseball bat in this house.
that's how I said.
Well, it'd be the least of your problems. But I told George, I said, because we used to hide some, and technically you shouldn't give away. Like some people are giving out numbers, like directions every time, and I get that. 99.9%, and I mentioned this, I think, in the last live, that most people tend to be respectful. They don't even approach us in the mall. We do get approached or at restaurants or something, and we get recognized, of course. But if you're dumb enough to show up, go ahead. Go ahead. Then I'm insane enough to react. You got the right one. How you doing there, George?
Yeah, no. How much are you paying for Netflix?
Netflix.
Joseph Ralford says I pay $4.75 Netflix here in the Philippines, Joseph, or in the U.S.
Where's the?
Because Joseph is here, so that's why I'm asking how much we're paying. Because I'm honestly curious.
That is all food. Where is?
Amazon Prime, just the video service alone, I pay one third 130 pesos with my phone bill. Because we have 3 phone lines, and one of our phone lines is tied with the Amazon Prime service, and it's 130 pesos with the phone bill. So that's how much we're paying.
Where is the blue book with all
It's
of our?
usually right where
It
you're at,
is, and it's not here.
and I don't see it over here.
Oh, right here, the cat's got it. Okay. I'm losing everything here. Great. Remind me that their spray went under there. No, we got like a book that keeps all the. Netflix is $4.49 for us a month, but we're paying not for the basic.
Okay, so that means Ralph's giving the price for the Philippines.
Yeah, it rolled right here.
Oh, that's harder.
Yeah. We're paying 269 pesos, which is almost $5 for HBO, and that's got Hulu and all that in there. We use Canva, same thing. It's about $5 a month. Disney is 250, so so 5 times 5 would be $5 for Disney. So, and then we have other things. We have several music apps and studios that we use to combine, make the music. And we've been creating our own music for a while. But no, we're right off the bat without any SD cards, anything. And some of our equipment's getting old. We're getting pretty close to needing to replace something. We did the computer, 6-7 months ago. So yeah, you just gotta love YouTube and everything. But what about when the female robots come into the picture, right? Eventually, yeah. Eventually, these guys, there's going to be the AI love dolls. And we just seen over in Europe that they're actually using dolls to replace, and so imagine, yeah, when the bots, and they do have them. They do have, don't they have some that are part robotic?
Yeah.
It's not my specialty. I mean, I watch stuff, but I don't put it into the.
Well, they're not autonomous.
Uh,
But anyway, speaking of bots, and back to the subject, since that's actually somewhat related to the bots thing, actually.
Your coffee, babe.
Most of the time, I mean, I know what some of you may refer bots as the bots, aka robots, but bots is also another term for, box. But anyway, here's the thing.
Oh, he's probably talking about the bots for the YouTube channel. I was thinking about robots. Sorry, I'm like way out there.
Right.
He's talking about bots for the YouTube. Yes, they do pay for those.
Or those, yeah, the bots, yeah. Now, here's the thing.
Hello.
The
Let's scratch.
You have more of the story before you go on this.
No, that's it. We're just
Okay,
doing
here's the
random stuff
thing.
right now.
Again, I'm not specifically of the person we were talking about earlier. I'm not talking about him personally because these are behavioral patterns. That's an issue. And what I'm saying is there's several people who do this and there's several people who fall for this. So let's start again. I'm not blaming the victim, and I put air quotes on that because the thing about heroes and villains, it's a matter of perspective. And what I'm getting at is, for example, some of you may view these girls. Okay, let's be specific here. I mean, again, sexuality is doesn't really matter in the end. I'm just saying girls because this is the majority type. Okay, so most of the time, these girls from the provinces, in this case, again, this is not a unique story. You know, they travel hours from where they're at to see the foreigner boyfriend. Okay,
I know.
so that's not special. It's not odd. It's not weird. It's very normal here in the Philippines. So again, like I said in our last live, which was yesterday, I said it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what country you're from. You do not visit a friend unless you have the money to go to that place and back with your own money. Regardless of what they tell you, oh, I'll pay for everything. Do not do it.
Right, because some of these Filipinos you can get trapped. I mean, on both sides, the Filipinos can get trapped by the expats,
Correct.
and vice versa. These guys trust that they only need 700, 800, a month to get by. Like some of them will calculate on these forums and have sent us messages. How much do I need for 3 months? I'm going to go stay with my girl out and whatever. Don't do it, man. Make sure you have enough to go to a hotel. Make sure you have enough because you may end up leaving there, and some don't even have the ability, like to book a return ticket to get out. It's specifically a very economy ticket. They can't even change the dates. Yeah, you better have the money to stay at a hotel in case something goes south.
Right. And so that's rule number one. Again, it doesn't matter um what country you're in, you never go to a place unless you can get to that place and back on your own accord. Now that also includes again your communications device, your phone. Make sure that your phone works from the start of your destination to your destination and back because guess what? If you're going to the province, there's a very good chance by the time you hit where that place is, you can't get a grab back or a cab or anything. And you have to rely on your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever you're there with to get you out of there. And this is also a thing that we have encountered in the past. Not personally, but we've gotten emails that say, oh, hey, this is this, and what do I do? And we say, well, I hate to say this, you have to walk and then get to the closest person that has a vehicle to get you out of there.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday.
That's a thing. This is not a joke. Again, this is from. Now, could that have happened to us? Yes, it could have. It could have. Yes.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of these guys also, it's kind of the opposite. I must mention that these guys tend to more so con these young girls into thinking they're going. But remember, there are Filipinas that do the opposite, and they make these guys believe they're special. Some of them have been through one foreigner after another, or they're also married. So it's these guys are like, oh my God, she came 10 hours and she met me at the stop and she took me to Jollibee and she didn't ask for nothing. She paid for the hotel. Yeah, they've got multiple expats that they're dating. That's who paid for the hotel that you're staying in. Oh, my woman's independent. No, she's got two or three guys on the hook. She has nothing but time to sit on the internet and do all of this. So you just have to be careful. If they're coming here, there's all kinds of possibilities that people aren't even thinking about.
All right. Yeah, don't stray too far.
Yeah.
This is Heidi's actually on the next subject I was gonna get at.
Yeah.
This is very important. And this guy really has horrible timing.
I know he does. Another delivery. He's always got 1 second, guys. Yeah, it kind of comes, but we can't. The different deliveries. Okay, so it's just 2 items. Okay.
All right, and guys, you guys might want to listen to this because again, first off, again, I'm not victim blame, but you guys have to remember the ones that fall for this type of personality profile actually somewhat fall in this personality profile.
Yeah, like yeah.
So, okay, Heidi just said it. Now, there's more to that, and there's a lot of things that honestly I don't tell Heidi unless it's the live because I don't want to offend her. She's like, "Wait, what?"
You offend me all the time
Thank
just by
you.
your
Exactly.
presence. Just by your
So here's
presence.
an example. Heidi made a great point, and
George feels that way. He just doesn't tell me.
I'm gonna give you guys a warning, okay? And this is the warning what I'm about to tell you about girls in particular. Not necessarily Filipino girls, although this is more impactful when you're with a Filipina, and I'll tell you why. Now here's the thing, guys. And I'm talking to the guys here. When you become intimate with a Filipino, oh, we're talking about, right? When you're about to become intimate with a Filipino, okay? Now, as a rule, most guys want somebody who's an experience, who's a virgin if possible, whatever. It's a guy thing. Now,
I want a slut in the bed.
we'll get to that.
Thank you.
If you get to a Filipino who just lays there, that's a sign. A good
I don't even need to think about
sign.
the last time that happened. That was you last night.
When you get a Filipina
Oh,
who
Filipina.
who grabs your hands and puts them all over your body, and then she tells you stuff like, "Oh, you're the biggest I've ever had. Oh, that feels so good. You make me feel so good."
You know there's children watching somewhere.
Or if they put you on your back and they straddle you,
Where you where are you going with this? This is supposed to be PG, man.
then they're trained.
Oh well yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, and babe, that's not normal.
By who?
Not
Our
not
uncle or daddy?
not for a Filipino.
Damn, did I just offend somebody?
Now here's the thing. Again, don't I'm not now. I say this
Where else are you guys gonna get
if
this
they're
on
like
YouTube?
if they're like mid 25s and younger, yeah, that's a big giant red flag. If they're under 30, then it's somewhat like a red flag. If they're 40, then of course that doesn't count anymore. Use your common sense. You
Oh,
know what I'm
Big
saying?
Daddy.
Or if they're
I thought you were
saying,
like
if they
46.
say stuff like they're virgins and then they do this kind of stuff, guys, come on, you know. And guys, whenever a woman says, doesn't matter whether they're Filipino or not, and this says your ick is bigger than what they've had,
I told you that from the beginning, and here
you're
we are
you're a
married.
bigger fool than
You
you
didn't believe
realize.
that?
Trust me, I've been in a lineup with Americans, big and small, biggest guys. In fact, the biggest guys have the smallest. But anyway, and the
Oh,
doctor even
you
told
hit
me that.
county jail, did you? Is that when they did the strip search? That's a
No,
joke, babe. You said you were lined up.
this
I'm just
was
making.
in the when I was applying for the Air Force.
Gotcha.
Anyway, besides, they don't do that.
Oh, yes, they do. County jail.
They
Yeah.
line you up.
Yeah, well, they bring them all in at once, women or men. Yeah, when they bring you into county jail, when they go to put you in Maine into the pods and stuff, yeah, they actually strip the guys down. Yeah, they do them all at the same time. They all bend over at the same time. They all stand there naked.
Do
Yeah,
they
of course.
really?
Yes, of course.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Anyway, no, no, I don't even see that in movies.
Of course, they're not gonna. Well, actually, they do show it in movies.
Well,
When I was in there, God, how long ago was that? In county jail in Florida, it was over where they tried to extradite me near Christmas time for some checks. And it turned out that an ex was writing checks, I was writing checks, and there were one or two left behind. They were like 10, 12 years old. And they wanted to extradite me. So I was working at the television studio. I was 4 blocks from the house. And they pulled me over and said I had a warrant. In the end, there technically wasn't. It was for my ex because he had a female name. And
oh,
when you
this is
go in
yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they do
No,
strip you down,
yeah,
and
I know
it's
what
a
you're talking
row
about
full of
now.
women.
Yeah,
And you guys know my history, so I know this stuff exists.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I got you.
So not like I said, I'm a real person, real bitch,
Okay, so anyway,
right?
and
Uh,
what I'm getting at is again, guys, again, and women, no sexuality is innocent. The next thing, also, again, here's the thing: when these girls pull these stunts, if they're asking money for their families, again, they know. I mean, you know the
I'd probably
score.
say only
They're
one or two out of 10
you
is
have to be
legit.
super, super naive to believe that somebody, some stranger, is going to give you, you know, 20,000, 30,000 pesos for nothing.
Well, here's the thing. Think about your home country. Randomly, rarely, yeah, she may expect you to pay for the dinner. She might be in the mall and ask for something, but they never come forward, not all, and just say something like, "Hey, I need you to pay for something within the first few days or something," unless they're really bad. And we're not saying all Filipinas
No,
are
no, no, no.
bad,
Again,
but they are in a third world country where the jobs are hard to get. They're trained by family members or other, like that whole shit going on in Dumagetti over there. Like, I just seen where they all were at the same bar and all of those vloggers were hanging out. There were like 15, 20 of the wives and girlfriends. There was a whole section of a bunch by themselves. There were a bunch in the corner all over each other. And I'm like, wow, look at the gathering pot. Some of them guys came all the way to the Philippines just to hang out with a bunch of other
all right.
expats. And
And
yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of off
no,
trail
no, no,
here.
you're not
But
off track. But here, the
they're
point being is, like Heidi's saying, is the moment a Filipino reaches legal age, they're not dumb. They're not stupid. They're not that naive.
Right, yeah. So I was saying they go to these bars and they know that's where
They
they're
know the game.
hunting. They know it. And these other first wives got sisters and cousins, and it's generational that they bring them
Right.
back into the mix
Even the most
to
naive
find.
Filipina at 18 years old will know something's up.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not victim blaming here, but what I'm saying is they're not as innocent as people portray. Now let's go to the guy's side.
And
Okay.
that includes some of your favorite vloggers that dated a lot of foreign expats in the beginning, then came into the Dumagetti mix, and then allegedly has one of the best channels on there. She did a lot of surfing of expats and did alleged traveling before she started her channel and got around some more with some inconspicuous situations of jobs. And now she's one of what people consider one of the bigger vloggers. She was still in that Dumagetti mix.
All right. Now let's go to the guy's side.
She surfed through the foreigners to get what she was wanting, including her channel
No, no,
lifted.
no, no, no. It
It's a
was
true fact on that
no.
one.
They do hunt for foreigners. Trust me.
Hmm.
It's not something you want.
And for the trolls, you know who I'm
And
talking about.
I did say this on
And
my
the regulars.
on our previous videos or lives. Be careful of the girls that approach you because they're hunting for you, and if they're hunting for you, you're the prey. Get it? They're looking for a victim. They're not looking for a partner. They're looking for a victim. So again, not all girls are innocent. We all know this. Same thing with guys. Now the guy thing. Okay. Now
Mm.
let's go to the guy's side.
Hey, Lucca, good
Again,
morning.
um this is not special. This is not weird. Now the interesting thing is, again, the picture with the daughter, whatever, or it doesn't necessarily have to be the daughter. This is a normal tactic for people who want to date younger people, or do bad stuff to younger people. They usually have pictures of them and a younger person. Now, here's the thing: the same way that these girls are desperate, they want money, and they're willing to travel that far. This is exactly what these types of guys are preying on. They would say stuff like, "Oh yeah, I give you 30,000. Come over here. I'll pay for your fare. Yada yada yada." And then, you know, they'll go to a hotel, do the thing, and what is there to say that he actually is gonna give her 30,000? None.
None. A lot of the girls get left hung and dry. But
Thank you.
here's the thing: to me, I just
And
I'm just trying
if
to think of the level of desperation on both sides, where the guys would have to hunt girls to control them like that and lie to them, and then vice versa, the girls would be where they're either in that type of life, whether they're hooked on substances, whether they've got kids they're trying to feed, that they would both be in that. But it's not an uncommon story in Southeast Asia. It's a repeated, and since the country reopened a few years ago, I'm losing track of time. It just seemed like we said last year it reopened. The amount of these stories are just adding up, and the hunt is on 10 times worse with the different things, more websites, more social media platform engagement, and things are just increasingly getting crazy out there.
right, so that's what I was getting at. Is again, there's nothing stopping anybody really. I mean, it's no different. Like you know, in the good old days, and when I say good old days, you're young, you say I love you, and the pennies drop, that kind of deal.
Penny drop.
It's no different now, except now you're throwing, money or fake money, as it were, because the pennies drop, and it's just taking advantage of the other person.
Hmm.
And some of you are like, oh well, it's in a text. Well, the experts already know they you don't text this kind of shit. You just say it while you're on video call, or you do it on a phone call. You know what I'm saying?
Good morning, Tio. Hey, Ruby is in the house. Good morning. For those that are joining now, we did an update on the guy from yesterday. There was more to the story than that. And it turns out that this guy's an extra creep. He did drop the girl. He's a hunter. He goes on all the social media platforms, tells the girls that he's a single father. He gives this whole story. He's been hunting. He hunts before he comes here once a year. He comes here, in my opinion, probably not only for the sex tourism, but to scam instead of paying. I know he's been in this area according to his, the comments he's been leaving and the photos online, but he also has gone into just skipping. A lot of guys they want that tourism ideal of quick love, but instead it's even quicker and cheaper to scam a girl, take her out to eat, and just the panty drop thing, and then it's way cheaper than paying 4,000 pesos, 3,000 pesos, and bar fining and drinking all night with the girls, and then they would rather just take 5,000 pesos and spend a few days with these girls that are province girls, and they tell them they got all this stuff, they promise them a trip to Australia, permanently, and all these promises, and this guy's using his assets and photos on several platforms. The guy's a total asshole. He's probably a 3 out of 10, something that the Australian women wouldn't even consider. We would see right through him. It doesn't, feminism is dead bullshit, ain't nothing. Feminism is dead here. Am I saying that right? Right. Yeah. So anyway, so the whole deal is these guys know they can get over on these women is what's going on.
Right.
And yeah.
So just real quick, again, just to clarify things, because I like to clarify things because I don't want people to misconstrue things, especially things that I say. Victoria says, George, don't forget, not all Filipinos are like that. Of course, you're talking about the minority. And
We mentioned that.
well, here's the thing. When I mentioned the male and female sides, if you rewind the video, I always say these particular personality profiles.
Yeah. It's
And
not
then when I
all.
start talking about women from that point on, it's literally about those personality profiles. Same thing with the guys, those
Yeah.
personality profiles. And what I'm getting at is don't take things, what I say, and overgeneralize things. because I'm talking about those particular profiles.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is these type of women that I was telling about that will go and take advantage of those foreigners, again, they're not innocent, and even again, even the innocent ones aren't that innocent. But point being is, I just said it.
No.
They're not.
Do they wife swap and do Maggette? I'm sure there's a lot more than that
Oh,
going on.
well, either way, what again,
Dumagetti's
guys?
got some sort of weird dynamic vloggers, wives, expats, everything.
All right, never
They
mind.
all. Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
What?
No, go ahead.
What do you feel about the wife swapping thing?
Nothing wrong with it as long as everybody agrees to it.
There it is. Yeah, what was it we was talking about a few months ago? Oh, there was that guy that advertises outright. He's married, got 4 or 5 kids. He brings a girlfriend in and he advertises through the expat forums for a Filipino all the time. And like you said, like that other vlogger, there if he wants to bring another person into their marriage, as long as the
If everybody
girlfriend,
agrees to it, there's nothing wrong with it.
right? Yeah, we said that,
It's an agreement.
yeah, and for me it would be a no,
Now, if you're doing
but
it behind somebody's back, that's cheating. That doesn't
or
count anymore.
if you're luring in underage girls, which seem to be the alleged case of that vlogger that may no longer even be here in the country anymore. There were other people living in his house and everything that said, even the trike drivers in the area says she goes out and hunts for ones they're very young. And so if not underage, and then that's where things got creepy. They tend to slather them in money and use them. And so there's a difference, agreeable or not, if they do. It's wrong of him as an adult to lure in a 16, 17-year-old, 15, 14-year-old minor with money on top of it. Then that makes it wrong again. So if they're all agreeing and they're all consenting adults, even if they are 18 and 19, I still feel if they're plying them with money to lure them in, I still think it's a low scumbag. Maybe legal, but you're still a fucking scum. So, yeah. It's funny, these expats think that they're the ones on the prowl hunting for Filipinas. They have no idea. Yeah, it could be
Yes,
the
exactly.
opposite.
Exactly.
They both could be
They're
the
prey.
hunty
Yeah.
and prey. Yeah. Geez, I had uh, a Southeast Asian dating ad came out. Who you signed up for there, George? We got probably because we mentioned dating apps here recently. Everything is being listened to through your phones. Even if your computer's not on, your phones are listening. We've had full conversations on the side, and then all of a sudden we're getting ads everywhere on Facebook and everything about lava lamps. And we were talking about a show the other day, and then lava lamps came up, and there was no devices on but our phones. It was kind of crazy. Yes.
Well, I have a Amazon tablet. That's the only thing I do on my Amazon tablet is watch YouTube, and it's Amazon, which means it's not connected to Google. And if me and Heidi talk about something, the ads show up on that tablet,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean talk. Like I don't even search anything on my Amazon tablet. I just watch YouTube, you know, and whatever me and Heidi talk about, it shows up on the tablet. So weird.
Yeah. Do expats in their 60s and 70s really believe that a 20-something-year-old Filipina will be in love with them? That's delusional if you believe the lies these young girls tell you to boost your egos, or vice versa. I still think I think there is an opposite dynamic of these old guys telling the Filipinas all the things they want to hear, because they'll go on about how special they are and they actually con them too, and the girls got to wake up too. There are a million and one Filipinas here that could fill a role. They need to wake up also and realize that they're being lured by money. And a lot of people see these successful couples through YouTube or social media, and most of them are breaking up in a short period of time or a few years, or there's other dynamics, and they're not keeping it real. Again, back to the Dumageddon group, it seems to be the same set of guys getting the same set of views and different things going on, or running the same type of channels, or showing the same perfect marriages and perfect life and the same scenarios over and over and over again, dryly, in my opinion. And the I just think the allure is on both sides, that everything can actually be okay. But I think too much of an age gap and all of that can be amazing. I think that, what is it, 10, 15 year maybe. Can they be successful? Yes. But I'm the delusional thing on both sides is, you know, just where it is.
Well, at a 10-year age gap, the gap is hard to cross, but it's still tolerable. 15, it's tolerable. Anything longer than that, that's some serious gap at that age.
George knows about gaps. I was looking at his gap this morning. He collected gaps before. Got a gap in his teeth.
Okay, anyway. When the promised girls meet an expat that's showing interest on them, that's like hitting the Powerball jackpot, right? True story.
I I don't know.
No, this is actually a thing. Yes, a lot of Filipinos, in
And then it
a lot of them do.
and
Again, they do say this, but here's the thing: not the well-to-do ones.
and they hit double jackpot, because almost every time on both sides they're both running YouTube channels, social media channels, getting stickers from the guys because they've got a guy. So they use the whole allure that they're needed and wanted, both sides, and they bring in these people. They bring the guys in because they want to be like them. Do you think Gogo Bobo Jojo, or whatever his name is, would be so successful if he wasn't specifically in that area or showing certain things? It's the guys want to be like him. I don't exactly find his content to be a number one. It's so dry and typical. I think these guys want to be like them. And so these guys are showing their lives to these guys gold, and his girl or other girls are all over the social media. And I still don't understand to this day the amount of dancing and sexual dancing that husbands, I mean, is there no shame or something on, I don't know. I've just seen more and more less clothes on these boyfriend and husbands, women, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just out there. It's way out there to use. But I don't know. Yeah, see where I'm at. It's just all in the little too much. Oh, you're saying Chris Hansen, yeah, needs to go to Dumageddon. Yeah. I mean, does anybody else besides me, and you guys will say I'm a Karen, some of you are just jealous. It's not jealousy. I would not want to be in that position. And when I did have a bod like that, I sure the fuck had a lot more self respect than to dance half naked and do these all day long, or brush my teeth, or cook on camera all day asking for stickers. But these girls are married, most of them, whether they're foreigners or not. So it's an all day thing. Does anybody else find it weird or strange?
Mhm.
Yeah, what do you think of all these extra, more and more TikToks, or when they're bringing in 40 and 50-year-old age gaps dancing with them and kissing on them on camera? And is there even any purpose to that? The TikTok and that 40 or 50-year age gap couples, or several of them on TikTok right now, all over each other. I don't know. I just think I got more words for it, but I'm going to be just a hair respectful. I'm already being that. A lot of good actresses here.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't even read that.
Which one?
If you're a good partner, no
Oh,
way you'll
sorry.
share
Sorry.
your partner with someone else, but hey, to each his own. You put it
Yeah.
up, that's all.
Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
still, yeah, on that.
Okay, no, again, the thing is about sharing your partner. Again, when I said there's nothing wrong with that, there's nothing wrong with it. However, there is an emotional issue there. the emotional attachment isn't there 100%. If you have an emotional attachment at that point when you're sharing your partner, it's because of your own ego. It's a selfish reason. It's you
You
guys.
mean where it's okay for him but not
No,
her?
no, no, no,
Oh,
no,
I
no.
missed that part of it.
Okay. The only reason, first off, if you're sharing your partner, you don't love your partner.
No, I mean I
Okay.
would agree. The
The
relationship is pretty much
only
dead.
reason why you're in that relationship is because of your own ego and selfishness that you still want them to be your property.
You don't think it's because they've got kids and cars and real property, so
That's
they just hang in there?
still part of it. That's
Yeah.
all part of it. Again, it's all ego.
Oh, gotcha.
It's all selfish.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Because honestly, again, I'm not talking about just.
Or the
I'm speaking
same,
vague here because again, you don't have to be married. You don't have to have kids.
or it's the same
You
as dumping
don't.
her because she can't have sex no more, or he can't. When these couples all of a sudden,
Well, that's the thing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about when
well,
they're.
it's still a ego selfishness thing
Yeah.
when couples dump each other. But anyways, I was just adding that on the side.
No, I mean, but either way. But what I'm saying is, no, no, it's not right. It's not.
Because you
What?
keep hearing the guys that are coming here, they'll say, "Well, my American wife wasn't putting out anymore for a couple years." I'm like, "Okay, but what did you do? Does she have health problems? Was there something else? Were you guys fighting right before sex?" There's always a reason why. Just don't blame it on her. I'm sure it was something that was not worked out. It could just be something long term, but you always hear the blame that I didn't get this, she didn't get that, or if the female leaves. I'm just not blaming just, the male expat side.
No,
There's
no, no. Again, it's the thing is with the wife swapping and whatever. As long as all the parties agree. In fact, here's your proof that when I say it's okay as long as everybody agrees. Here's the proof. Philippines have a very strict anti-adultery law. If
yeah.
I go screw
But there's
around,
a lot of screwing
if I
around
go
though. It's
screw
weird.
around, Heidi can put me in prison and the girl, even if she did not know I was married. Heidi can put the girl into prison. But here's the
Jail would
thing.
be the least of her problem. We would
He-
have a cage
right.
match out here in the front
Here's the
yard.
thing.
It'd just be me, her, and the E-trike in the front yard.
If Heidi agreed, if Heidi agreed, even Heidi can't put me in prison and the girl because she agreed to it.
You gonna get that in writing?
Well, even then, it's kind of. But anyway,
Uh,
point. Wait. Never mind. Just forget it.
Well, you're saying if I agreed, I'm trying to figure how they would prove that, especially if it's a Filipina and a Filipino man. I mean, can you trust that your husband said go ahead and sleep with someone and he doesn't have you thrown in jail? I'm just saying, how would it actually work?
Well, there are three people involved usually on minimum.
Yeah,
So
I'm still thinking about that cage match. You got a woman on the side there, George? I already told you it was okay as long as she comes home.
anyway, but usually it's four people involved.
Four involved.
I think you're talking about something else. That doesn't count anymore because there's a difference if the relationship doesn't exist anymore and the other person moves on to the next one.
Gotcha.
That's a different story entirely.
Gotcha.
But and at that stage, then it's a free for all.
It does happen more often than you think. In Asia, it tends to be that way. A 70-year-old Filipino man with a young
There's
girl.
a lot of them
Yeah, I believe.
actually.
Yeah, because
That's another thing. A lot of you guys
and they don't always
myth
have money.
myth.
They might have somewhere they can sleep. I still think the Filipinas still get
The
desperate out in the
average age
province.
gap in the Philippines is a 50-year-old with a 30-year-old is the average age gap. Okay, I'm talking age gaps here. I don't think what I'm saying is that's average. Now, here's the thing: a 30-year-old will not hesitate on dating a 60-year-old. I'm talking about Filipinos. I'm not talking about foreigners and foreigners. No, Filipino to Filipino. A 30-year-old Filipina will not hesitate dating a 60-year-old Filipino. So think about that. No, it happens more than you guys realize, except that remember the thing about racist, and I'm not being racist here, is you tend to recognize your own for obvious reasons. So what I'm saying is, a Chinese, doesn't matter what part of the world a Chinese person is, they can always spot a Chinese person, yada yada yada. What does this have to do with anything? It's because they're the ones you watch.
Which I think that's what makes our channel good. I call out mostly American expats or expats, and you know the Filipina side. I've been observing them for 5 years, and you lived in America and observed the American culture. So, but anyways, I just want to say that
Right.
on the
Well,
side
what I'm saying
note.
is, you guys, aka all of you. I mean, what I'm saying, an Australian will most likely pay attention more to Westerners, but more so Australians and the
Hmm.
Canadians, same thing.
Yeah, everybody
Americans,
knows
same
there.
thing. You guys get my picture. So of course you're not gonna pay attention to the Filipinos on the side of the road or the people that you walk by because your focus is never on them. And I'm not being racist here; it's just human nature, and that's what people don't understand. And that's why I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Kind of like an American will say, "Oh, they only arrest Americans here. They let Filipinos get away with murder." Actually, no. You know how many Filipinos I see get arrested on a daily basis each time I'm driving the car?
Yeah.
You know how many motorcycles I see get impounded on a daily basis when I drive the car? Minimally, I see three motorcycles impounded.
Let's go out and see if they'll impound us today on the
Point,
e-trike.
point being is,
I'm feeling frisky
a lot of foreigners
or
only
want to
see
be frisky.
foreigners because it's the first thing that pops in their eyes because it's what they identify as. It's basic psychology, nothing to do
All
with
right.
anything.
Speaking of identify, this tends to be a sore spot, but not a sore spot. Women in the Philippines are just too passive. I like dominant women. What about you, babe? Do you like them when they're meek and passive and non-argumentative to the point that they deny everything, or do you like when I smack you around a few times and make a sandwich?
Okay, first off, this is a personal opinion.
From who? Me?
No, this is a personal preference, personal opinion.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the passive, but yes, that's a personal
So
preference.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like, you
Well, it's
know,
evident, in my opinion, that, well, like you've dated all different types. You've dated passive ones or quiet ones, but I think from looking at your dating pattern of probably the last four
I mean, shoot, I have
times,
that Japanese girl offer me her baby. You were there.
yeah, but you weren't dating her. Not that you said, or
Exactly. That's my point. Point being, if a woman will give me her baby, I mean, for crying out loud.
well, I'm talking about the type of women you like. You like the spice. I think on one hand, I am the devil. In other words, you know that I'll kick somebody's ass if they even approach you. Men, if somebody walked up and tried to start something, I'd be on that fight in about 2.2 seconds. But it's I don't know. I think um you don't like the vanilla either. Some people just want a smooth life all the time. Are you the vanilla guy or
I wouldn't say that.
yeah, that's what I mean.
I have stories.
Oh, I know you do. So they do in books that I've read and articles and different things. It seems to be it's something the passiveness, quietness, avoidant, and all that tends to be in Asians all the way across the board, mostly. In the Philippines, a Filipino culture, people will avoid things up to the saving face thing. Wrong. I know it's kind of separate, but it's I don't know. I think they're just looking for non-conflict all the way around, even if it is like, hey, that shop's down the street, and then they move on. They want to answer you, but they may not even have the answer, so they just give you a different answer and leave. So there's a some sort of oddness that you have to get used to when you get to the Philippines. I have a list of where this guy went through and described being here in the Philippines, and I would agree with most of it down to He gave good advice. Basically, you just have to roll with the punches here.
Right. Now, as far as the passiveness of Filipinas, it's somewhat like an illusion. And what I mean by that is, for the most part, a Filipina won't show her colors unless she's comfortable with you. There's some really dominant Filipinas here.
Well, yeah, it's all day long that you'll find that a lot of women, believe it or not, run those households. They control their husbands, they
Yes.
control the
They
money.
just don't
I've
tend to
been
show
telling
their
you that
colors.
the Filipinas, I would find most of them are spicy. They've got this Hispanic spice in them. And you guys think it's all goddamn games and jokes and shit until you're married to her. And then, honeymoon phase is over and you're 8, 9 months in, and she tells you to sit the fuck down and eat that fish and rice or starve. And you'd be like, where the fuck did that come from? It can happen, guys.
Right. Now, here's the thing, too.
I
And
said women are women.
yes, thank you. Again,
Hormones are there, blood flow,
in the
blood
dating
flow.
world, here's the problem. And I agree. I'm guilty of this. I just said it actually in this life. I said when women approach you, be very careful because if they're hunting you down, you're probably the prey. I actually said this. These are my exact words. I'm quoting myself. And I said I am guilty of this. Because by nature, and I'm not saying it should be, the man is the one who's supposed to approach women. Is that true? Not necessarily, but that's how what we were brought up as. Have I been approached by women? Yes. Have I gone out with those women? Yes. And there's nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing.
I mean, I'm the one that
It's a
approached
turnoff. I'm
George.
gonna be honest with you. It's a turnoff if a woman approaches me.
Yeah, but I did.
It's not like that though. Not like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't approach him in a club
I
but
mean,
I'd seen him once or twice before for those that don't know us. And he was in a gas station, had other female employees like all over the place, different cars that he had. He was gassing up several cars, and I dropped my number to him at that point, but he was super nice with the clerk, and I made a few jokes. He made me smile. He laughed a few times, and I'm like, here, you ever want to whatever. But I've always been forward with people like that. If
no,
I
I know,
find
I
someone I
know.
like, yeah.
But
So
what I'm saying is, it's a, I get turned off when women are aggressive, but that's me. But be aware that other guys feel the same way.
yeah, mhm.
And I know that you obviously like that. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, it's guys like me who are to blame why a lot of women don't do that as much. Because people like me tend to say, no, thank you. And that shuts down women and they don't ask another guy ever again.
I think, yeah, it's a real personal preference. Some guys would rather be the one approaching the
No, it's
women.
it's it's
But the
traditional, but that
guys,
doesn't make it
right, but
right.
but there's guys that won't make the first move because they think they already have somebody. So
Right.
I always take that risk. If I like someone and have an attraction and the smile's right, and I found you to be the right one, I don't sit there and just reach out and try to get attention from every single guy.
Right.
Whether I was big, small, old, young, I never felt that. I just felt that I'm not going to miss an opportunity if there's something I really like. But a lot of guys tend to not reach out to these women because they think they're already dating, or they tend to not have the confidence to do it. So there's kind of a
Right.
mix. Yeah.
Now here's the problem, and this is why I reiterate myself. In the Philippines, the culture is that's a big no-no. And this is why I say in the Philippines, if a Filipino approaches you, you are being hunted and you are probably going to be the prey. The only
Yeah, because
time,
there is more
right,
traditional relationships there. Yeah.
right. If the only time a Filipina approaches you that I would say, yeah, what I'm saying if I'm single is if I'm hanging around in BGC and she drives a freaking Maserati and shit like
Yeah,
that.
super independent,
Yeah,
super
it then I know her job. She's like
feminine or
a real
non-feminist,
estate broker.
feministic, or yeah.
then yeah, I would say
She's a
yes.
strong leading
Correct.
woman like me. Like George says, I micromanage for a reason. So
So yeah, but if she's like meek or whatever, or she sells, it's not about classism. What I'm saying is, if she's higher than me, then that means she's looking at me for me. But if she's lower than me, then I'm talking about social class wise. Then I'm like, what does she want from me? You get it? Because remember, she's the one approaching me. You get it? And this is how most expats should look at Filipino women that approach them. You guys can date whoever you want, but typically Filipinos do not approach the guys. I'm telling you right now.
hey, Will said Heidi is correct. Joe go 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 bobo is what every older lonely guy sitting on the couch bored is thinking. Dang, yeah, I've had a few people, and they'll probably say, "Yeah, that was me in the comment." I get you guys. There's been several people that have stated it's his smooth accent. It's how everything's positive. We should try being that. Bitches, we done tried doing all that shit of positive, promoting the country and all that. And we were finally a few years ago, we're like, we just gonna do us. But I think it's too sickening sweet at some point when somebody does nothing but broadcast straight up expat stuff or here's this budget all the time and all that. We got out of that because too many fucking cooks in the mix right now that it actually makes everything meaningless. I just seen a couple that just did another budget video, and I think it was that girl that was a single mother for a while now. She's been with like three different expats in the last couple of years. She's with another one doing another YouTube channel with them, and they just did a budget. We can do $1,000 budget, and they're full of fucking shit, man. They travel everywhere. They're always at restaurants. He's definitely got immigration. They went on that they didn't have any insurance payments, and I'm like, there's no fucking way they're paying 1,000 a month with that lifestyle. Now, if they're trying to say someone can, but that's not what they're saying. They're going on about their budget and that they're living on 1,000 a month, and I'm like, so damn over that shit. So this guy, I don't find him anything special. His numbers doesn't match anything. It just doesn't. He's got his smooth accent. So does a bunch of other vloggers here. And there are people. It's just the same old, same old. Or do they have some personality and they're going through life here? Yeah, I'll give him that. The video that I took a second look at the other day, his wife is sick, but it's still very typical of, I feel sorry that she's sick. I seen him where he goes around and they do their thing, but it's like, it's just, everybody has something to offer as a vlogger. I think most of us are just putting our content out because I told George this is the new chat AOL rooms. It's the way family, friends, and the people that want to be seen or make money or whatever. It's our new level of communication. There's tons of competition, there's different types. And like a lot of us, we watch several channels. And so you get a little bit from it from each channel. So, but I would agree that, they want to be that guy. So that's for sure. Just like Old Dog, the original guy out there. There were other originals, but overall, everybody fell into a copying. And Karen said, I find old, mature men get married right away to someone who's basically immature. Young woman, how selfish of the old guys. Yeah. Sharing is caring. That's George. It tends to be all about the money. Hey, what's going on, Thera?
It's all about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Probably she has a. Yes, a lot of these girls do. It's been said with several channels that you guys may know that their women have left and actually moved on with men. They've actually moved on with younger men, foreigners usually, sometimes Filipinos, or sometimes they have Filipinos the whole time. It's more of a smoke and mirror in disguise that everything's okay. I'm doing social media. I'm too afraid to say anything. Won't tell the family. Sometimes the family knows way in advance. So more adultery in the Philippines and U.S. I think so. I just although there's a heavy law, it's there's a lot of
Statistically, that's impossible.
there's more cheating going on here. Yeah, they just can't divorce, so they tend to go out
No,
and
statistically, that's impossible.
okay. Okay, elaborate. I see you staring at me.
Right, it's a fact. Statistically, it's impossible. Unless,
But here they're forced to stay married, so they're just going out sleeping with different people. Females in that they stay married, so I do feel there's a lot more of them stepping out. In America, they just outright divorce. They may be cheating, but you're feeling that.
it's not a feeling; it's a percentile. Now,
Oh, okay.
if say the percentage of cheating is higher, then I might be more open to the concept.
But isn't
However,
cheat?
no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. There's more adultery in the Philippines and the USA. More adultery means the numbers, not the percentile. Percentile and numbers are two different things. Statistically, it is impossible.
oh, here we go. We're getting down to. I get you. Okay, I'm not even gonna. Okay.
Right. Now, I don't know the actual statistics.
Why the girls always texting on their phones? Why you're dating side piece? Yeah, if you're just
Well, if you're dating, nobody should be on their phones, period. I mean, I don't care what country you're in.
cage match, how about mud wrestling? Yeah, I'll pass. Talking about when I said I'll bring your girlfriend in here, just be me, her, and that e-trike. So,
Right.
and the dog. Don't forget about Willie. So, I guess we could use the mud at that point somewhere. And the cats. Don't forget about the cats that are in the yard. So it'd just be Willie, the stray kittens, me, the e-trike, and that girl. And the hose. I forgot I can just hose her down. Hose the hoe.
Right.
Hose the hoe. Hose the hoe. Hose the hoe. Ready? Hose the hoe. I'm pointing to you and you say hose the hoe. Hose the hoe. Hose the hoe.
Who's the who?
Hose the hoe.
Who's the who?
Who's the hoe? Ho, ho. Your new girlfriend. Ho,
Which one?
ho, ho, ho. The one that's going to end up under the e-trike.
Who's the who?
The one under the e-trike.
Who's the who?
The one that Willie's biting on her neck.
What's the who?
The one the kittens are nibbling on her tititas. And then she gets thrown up over the gate into
Right.
the trash can. Who's the hoe? What's interesting is probably is some or probably most of the expat hookups have serious relationship with women who are separated. Yeah, and they probably are still married. A lot of them that they're meeting up
A lot
with,
of them are,
and some of the husbands know.
well, again, it's long as everybody's aware of it, because there's no divorce here, so it's kind of one of those things.
Yeah, a lot of freelancers and bar girls they steadily have. Oh, most definitely.
Yes, yes.
Some of them wait outside. It's
Yes, they pick them
crazy.
up, yada yada yada. They have kids. Most of their kids are
Mhm.
hidden in the provinces.
Some are walking around out there. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so
Yeah, true story. In the 70s, two New York Yankee pitchers swapped wives. Yeah, one's still going strong, the other's not so much. Yeah, there is a lot of as long as it's consenting and it's not affecting. There are some people that can function, but I think sooner or later most of them don't. There's some breaking point where they're more leaning towards one. It does affect
well, you have to
and
remember
nobody's
too.
removing jealousy and
Eventually, it on the high profile cases like this, it's more of a it's cheaper to be stay married than go through a divorce and destroy both lives.
mhm. So yeah, there's just some point that my dad and grandfather had 19 and 20-year-olds as girlfriends as I was growing up in La Union. Yeah, I think a lot of the Filipinos and Asian cultures, it's I would probably say, of course, it's more, and they don't have to have a ton of money either. It's
No, no. The Heidi made a good point. You know why 60-year-olds get younger wives easy here? Because that's when the pension starts. and the girl knows she doesn't have to work anymore.
You talking about Filipinos?
Yes.
Yeah, but their pensions are only like 2,000 pesos
Don't
sometimes,
tell me that. Tell them that.
right? But I guess some money's better than none. You'd be surprised how broke some of them are out in the province where they're just living hand to mouth, farming things and doing the basics, killing their chickens. And not all, but a lot of them are that broke. I can think of quite a few vlogging women that have moved on with expats that were so broke when they met their men. It was like that. Like they were struggling with 10 people in the house situation or 8 people in the house. But no, it kind of makes sense. And here's the other thing. Some women, like me, I fell in love with an older guy and he didn't have a dime either. Sometimes the first relationships, they see it as some sort of father. They go after somebody that tends to remind them of their father, hence these guys, and they just fall for them anyways, whether they have money. It's their first relationship. They're looking to not be with some young, dumb boy or something. A lot of them just don't tend to fall into, they tend to go for an older guy that's more mature, or at least what they feel. A little bit of both, even if they're broke.
Well, I'll tell you what. As long as you have money, you get the honey. And I tell you what, I've seen Filipinos are older than most of the expats you guys know, and uglier than the most expats you guys know, and get more action than these expats you know. True
Yeah, that's
story.
true. Yeah.
I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. In fact, I know where one of them works. Me and Scott were actually right by. Because when Scott came here, there was some construction going on. He was there, and what I'm saying is, you cannot believe the amount of pussy that guy gets. But anyway,
Well,
point
there's like
being
the trike
is,
drivers. Yeah, it's a.
I hate to say it.
Yeah, that's true. Had an expat friend tell me that immigration just doubled the visa process, express fees from. It's not double. It
I
was
thought it was
always a
a
thousand.
thousand.
It's
Yeah,
always been 1,000.
I thought it was always a
Okay,
thousand. Yeah.
I have been through the full 13A, and it took a year to get past the probationary. I for 5 years. So for the first 3 years, they wouldn't let me renew it by the 6th month, and every 2 months I renewed. They didn't give an option.
No,
So in
it's not
Angeles,
optional. No.
they told me that they could, like, if you give them a hard time and mention it and go into it and ask for somebody, they could remove the fees, and then they tell you to come pick it up the next day. What dumbass is going to go get in their car and go through traffic or get back on a trike, which a lot of guys use the jeepneys or trikes to get in to go to the mall? And who would do that and come back the next day to pick up a whatever over
A
the
piece of
$20
paper. Yeah.
ride? And it's going to cost you $5 just to get in there by all the, sometimes. Anyways, the whole point is that
Pay it.
it's not pay it because they're asking for
Pay
it
it.
anyways. They tack that on to everybody.
Unless
But
you live right next door to the freaking immigration place.
unless you paid
Pay
a
it.
while back, but when I came in 2020, they've been charging those fees. So
Yeah, that's what I thought so too.
no, it was 1,000. All of the tickets say
Yeah.
1,000.
Unless in his area, because
No, it should be. I wouldn't be aware the government's charging. Usually they're all the same. The express fee was always 1,000
that's
since
what I
we've been in the
thought.
country,
Yeah.
and I don't think it changes unless they just charge something less, and that's just something weird that was going on in the office. But it was always 1,000 since I've been here. Let's be real. Certain men need a female there or wherever if they want to stay, especially to retire. Where it works out, not hitting the jackpot is what all want. Oh, so you're saying, Victoria, that some of them need the visa side of it? That is a possibility. But they could get other types of visas. A lot of them claim they have the money. They could just do the other visa, but it's not always a guarantee to marry. You'll get the visa. So you can
Well,
still be
not
turned
necessarily the
down.
visa. I mean, they need the companionship. They
Oh,
need the
they need someone to retire
translator.
with. I
They
get it. I
need,
see what you're
there's
saying.
a lot
Okay.
of,
Yeah, they need it. Yeah, yeah. I would probably say somebody asked me about females coming here, what I recommend by themselves for the most part, but I would still, unless you go into the heart of BGC or certain places where you're just going point A, point B, and you're using a direct cab, you're still going to struggle in the beginning. You're still going to have all these hard times and miss home and go through the anxiety of the traffic. Even in the nicest areas here, you're still going to feel, of course, that you're here. A lot of people say it's little America in certain areas and like being in New York, not so much. And eventually you're going to have to leave that bubble to go somewhere. And you can't hide in that bubble, but I still feel that you still somewhat need. And I think that's why the guys also reach out, is because they're wanting someone to help as they're getting older. They're wanting someone to go around, maybe avoid skin tax. Who knows?
Well, it's kind of like when me and Heidi were in BGC. The Filipinos we met there are comfortable in English.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Versus anywhere else.
Basically use you for your money. Yeah. I can't stand Jogo Ang, his mug man. Dude looks like Smiley from Sesame Street. Yeah, he does. That's what I mean. I can't stand people that are overly done like that. Too many of them are the same, a repeat. Somebody said he did have original content. He doesn't. He goes to the same spots and then does he put a spin on it? Yes, but it's still the same thing. And it's just not real enough for me. And I don't think in the last year he's accomplished all that based on his southern drawl and his good looks and his good woman and doing the same thing. I really don't. There is nothing that accounts for that. Again, look at the whole Dumageddon group. I now officially believe in all that crap of everybody in that area is all in some sort of weird Twilight Zone thing, because there's no way that only, and this has been brought to my attention and from my own observation, how is it they're all getting numbers that are double or a quarter or 60% of their subscribers? And they're not that good. That area is not that special. They are not that special. I'm calling your asses out. Something's not right. All of them. Is that where Tim K was originally from? Didn't he live in that area for a while?
I believe so.
It just seems that, there's no way that somebody opens up with 500 people in a live stream when CNN or other big channels don't get that many in a live stream sometimes, depending on what's being broadcasted. But it just doesn't make any sense. There's several reasons these numbers exist. But, anyways, I'm talking shit and don't care. I'm talking shit. But I agree. There's nothing. I either like you or I don't. Don't, I mean, we dingle, 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 we into the old dingleberry. How about I just talk like that all day? Maybe if I just bring an old southern drawl here, maybe y'all like me a little bit more. Dingle, dingle, drop over the hill and then swing on that rope right out in that blue water and say dingle, ding, plop. Don't care.
Right.
I got me a dang old Filipino, go through here and roll me up some lumpia and sit here and bring me some coffee. And I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna walk around my yard and say, "Dang, look at the sun today. Look at the old fun rain.
Can you
Oh,
have
dang,
lumpia?
huh?
Can you have lumpia?
No, don't even get me going, freaking doctor. After Christmas, I'll die. Right after Christmas, screw that shit.
I don't know.
So, I will discuss my health problems a little further down, but my lupus, kidney issue, and heart issues have become a little bit more severe. So, they're wanting me. How is it that someone can improve? I know you see me on the donuts. The doctors somewhat don't care about the donuts more than they do the other stuff that I eat. And it turns out that the diet that I've been eating has worsened my condition by
Oh
substantial
yeah, instead
means.
of wheat bread is bad for Heidi.
Anything on the medications I'm on for my heart and because of how lupus
She
is
should
doing
take
me
the white
in,
bread.
everything.
So bananas are bad.
Yeah, nothing. I've been on bananas,
Raisins are
dairy,
bad.
salmon, the
Prunes are
raisins,
bad.
the prunes, the nuts, the lentil beans I've been eating for the past year with most of my meals. All of it has too much potassium
I'm
with
not
my
being a jerk
medicine.
here, but honestly, a McDonald's burger is healthier, right?
It's
If
still got no, it's got salt. I can't. So in
oh,
other words, I'm supposed
other
to be
than the salt,
avoiding potassium and salt with the medicines, and he just put me on another one. And so I'm at a certain
so
point.
you can have a burger without salt.
Yeah, if we've got the beef in there, but I can't have a lot of salmon because there's too much potassium, which increases. I've retained so much water and
Fish
and
can't have
weight
fish.
because of a bad heart and everything and kidneys. So basically, I'm on a kidney heart thing, and I'd already cut back, but now the list is just ridiculous. Everything that I've been eating and the healthier foods I've been buying has been like the white beans and all of that, believe it or not, is affecting the
Well,
medicine and the stage that so
actually, we're starting to think that's why Heidi's getting worse, is because she's been eating healthy.
you guys may not think so. We were sitting there talking about, yeah, same with the pumpkin and squash. I eat that all the time. Like I have the pumpkin powder I add to my oatmeal. And like I said, when you see me with the donuts, that's even if it's a
That's
few
the
times a
least.
month, 27 days I'm eating oatmeal or boiled eggs. So no, everything. I have the pumpkin seeds, the sunflower. So yes, we're not saying they're not healthy for people on a certain diet. My organs are shutting down. And a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't have came here. And I'm
It's not
like,
healthy for
dude, it's
Heidi.
not. It's not
Yes.
okay for me with the 5 or 6 conditions I've got. So my health is not the worst, but I've been making my condition worse for not following
Well, for eating healthy,
through with the new
actually.
medicine. Yeah. So it's just been making everything just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I was sitting there, no. And so of course I make mistakes like getting French fries or something. And of course it's got salt and there's potassium and everything. I eat crap load of bananas all the time. Coconut. I drink coconut water a whole entire month, nothing but coconut water morning and night. And because I was cramping because of the diuretics I'm on, because of how sick I am. And turns out they're like, no, it's got too much potassium. What are you doing? And I should know. But half the time I'm dehydrated, my goddamn brain
Yeah,
isn't
but to a
thinking.
normal person, potassium is healthy.
It would be, but I never thought about
That's
the
what
potassium as causing more swelling because of medicines. And
right.
now he's put me on something else. It's definitely I've got to have less of it. So it's
Well,
kind
it
of
gets to show again. There's no one cure fits all.
right. And with the lupus and it causing the other things, along with the gastric bypass and my stomach malabsorbing, and it's just kind of a so, but no, we was just sitting there, no. So he was asking about, no, it's full of salt and I'm not allowed. Like, and here's another thing I've been eating the broccoli forever. I've got the frozen cut broccoli and I've been eating it and I tend to eat it a lot all the time. Like, I guess everything in moderation, but eating the stuff that this is the stuff everything that was on the list is exactly what's in this house. And George was like, holy shit. So
No, really,
it really
it's
is. I'll take a camera through here. I know I've been talking about it and I know I've shown you guys some stuff before you, but you ain't gonna believe it. Everything that's on a person that's got bad kidneys and severe heart issues and you're on certain medicine, you're supposed to stay away from potassium. It's all here in the house. And I'm like, shit, I've got a
is that the
large bag of
legume thing too?
yeah, no legumes, no green peas, but you can have
No
snow
beans,
peas.
guys.
The white beans were on there because they potassium is what you normally want, but when your body retains so much water and your lungs are drowning and you're having all these issues, adding that is like adding salt to it or something. It's good to an extent, but with somebody that has these type of failures, you're on a very strict diet. So now it's either buckle down on that diet or I'm going to continue, I'm looking at something pretty major. So it's kind of a bummer. I said, "What the hell? No chocolate? No, like everything is off the list. I mean, even chocolate has a level of the potassium that's on there, and we're
It
not talking about in
does.
moderation. Yeah, it's on the list. No chocolate, no dairy. What do you think I've been eating all year? I went into full creams thinking it was okay as long as you didn't mind me being gassy in bed. I thought it was just I could still have the dairy. No, there's just too much of, so I've really got to buckle down and that's not easy for nobody. You all can say, oh, I can do it if it means my life. A little harder being
Well,
I don't smoke, which he's glad I don't
it's a
smoke.
little
I haven't
harder
smoked in
because
five or
you
six
think you're doing
years.
something good for yourself, and the next thing you know, it's the opposite.
hmm And yeah,
I mean, like I said, like the white bread versus the wheat bread. I mean,
I was eating peanut butter with no sugar and no salt, but there's still a level of that in there. So I'm limited to 1 or 2 tablespoons, and I could eat some peanut butter now. So, I mean, I said, yeah, I'll just put a tablespoon in my oatmeal, but I got to even limit stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, for those that have been asking and different things, but he mentioned that I was like, here's the time to slip that in. But with people coming here with health problems and looking for medicines, it's a reality. We need to start talking more about it. A lot of people are, oh, Heidi's just bitching about her health or good. She's getting what everybody else's she's been bitching about. No, not really. Who gives a fuck about some ding dong that doesn't take his medicine and passes away? And who cares about this and that and this and that? It's like everybody's going to get sick at some point. And it's not, you guys feel like, or those that watch trolls, people regular, that we're picking. It's not really picking on the channels. It's bringing to light that shit does change when you get to the Philippines, and you're still going to be sick down the road. Medical is not as easy as something, and then others talk about how easy it is. Like that young couple, oh, I don't need any insurance. Nothing's going to happen to me. The dude is in his 40s. What the hell? And he's not a skinny guy. I'd probably say the guy's 50 pounds overweight. You still overweight, bitch. You still could stroke out in the heat and drop.
You're gonna be fit, but
He could go that gliding on one of those zip things, fall down and break his leg and bone pop out and get infection and die.
I mean, 15-year-old kids get strokes. I mean,
So he's not like beyond that. And then there are people trying to come here on 12 different medications, psych meds, heart meds, and they go through all this. You got to make sure, like, we're going out today to get medicine. There's a good chance I'll go in and only get a week's supply in a major city. So it's really something that people need to realize. When we left, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to deal with whatever comes along. You kind of get the grasp, but you don't get the grasp that until you're like where I am right now. What you talking about, Willis? I can't have no more potatoes. It's kind of like it doesn't hit you until you're here. And I think people need to think more about final days, funerals. You know, if they're having kids, they're taking care of those kids, or if they've got a wife, that they got that set up. There are definitely some good people out there that have made these full plans. And I really respect these people that have done this. And then there's, then there's us, the budget, I'll deal with it when I get to that situation. We made some plans, but we didn't realize with the increased costs of medicines, medical, the cost of getting good health care here without insurance. And then I thought I'd be able to make it back to the US at some point. And that would probably be pretty rough right now. So it's and I had no intention to leave anyways. So it's, one day at a time. So I think it's more that we need to talk about down the road. Even George has his own health issues. So we're struggling on.
no, I don't. I don't even have to take my blood pressure medicine anymore.
I'm about ready to beat your ass. I said, okay, there. I was gonna call you regular guy, Mr. Mark or something. He said that last night. I about smacked the shit out of him. His blood pressure, in my opinion, is usually way higher than mine, and it dropped recently. And I said, "Well, that's kind of not good either. It's good, but you still eating the same shit." So he's like, "Oh, good." And he was half serious last night. I don't need my meds tonight. And I was like, "You just doing that to irk me?" Strawberry shortcake.
My blood pressure is fine. I don't need my meds.
That's what he
anymore.
said. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell?
No, guys, don't do that. Please don't do that.
No, he's quite the opposite. I think he's working on I think his heart is hardened like the goddamn Grinch right now, and I think he's about ready
Whoa.
in more than one way. I mean, here's the thing: George eats a lot of ramen noodles, street food, and I guarantee he's got more hardening artery food that he eats than I even think about. I think mine got worn out by size, family history, and lupus. We both got bad tickers, and I told him, I said, you better not pass out on me. You be down on the ground. Get your ass up. It's time to do a live, man.
Yeah,
Wake up.
most of the time, like Heidi's like, "Is that an earthquake?" In my head, I'm like, "No, that's my heart murmuring."
Oh my god. So I mean, make light of it, but it is something you guys need. I think it's the last thing people deal with. A lot of these guys are here, like Peachback Mountain. Ain't nothing ever gonna happen to me. And he eats nothing but processed meat and makes processed meat and drinks beer all day and smokes and who knows? That dude's going down like a whatever.
Well, maybe some people can eat, drink, and eat unhealthy all their entire lives.
Yeah, and then live to 90. You're right.
I mean,
Yeah, not today, brother. Ah, yeah, I would like to name those names. A lot of them are butt hurt channels, so I won't because they'll be the first to threaten. oh, they mentioned my name and there's blah 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 and blah blah blah, and they all blow bullshit about suing somebody. So if you message me, I'll tell you. So there are, and a lot of you can see there's something off. If they did a lot of together shit and then all of a sudden they're not, like, and months go by, then you know it's what's going on. So, or they just aren't there most of the time. You can tell those couples aren't together, or there's something really wrong. They may still be married, but it's if George doesn't show up for a month in a row or something, then I would send somebody to look at
What do you
George
mean? I'm
here.
not even here right now. I'm on a hologram.
You glitching? Glitch, glitch, glitch. You having a stroke there? Oh, well, don't show him your stroke. Just, hallelujah. Which one's your strong arm? Yeah.
Right.
Show me your strong arm.
Right. Versus the thin one.
Hallelujah. My doctor said no strenuous exercise, so I will not be taking top this week or probably for the next 6 months.
Right.
I'm taking time off. So, how's your arm doing? Show me your arm. Wait, which one's strong? So, pay attention the next month. So, either we got to buy a friend or clean a whole household cleaner, or he's going to be cleaning his own pipes. I
Right.
mean,
That doesn't sound right, but okay. I'm gonna take out a couple
you'll
ribs
be
first.
stroking your own pipes this year for the rest of the year.
It's like I'm gonna take out two of my
Give to
ribs.
George's hoe fund. Which side do we point at? Give
Right.
to George's hoe fund because Heidi's too sick to
Right.
put out. Oh,
Ho fund me Christmas, guys. Again, ho fund me.
oh, to fund me, oh, to fund me. There are more adultery exposed in the Philippines. Yeah. Jingle bells. Heidi's nibbling. Yeah. Or nibbling, nibbling. Hey, Gio, what's going on? Speaking of nibbling, sorry, Gio, I really wanted to jump your bones, but I may not make it through Christmas.
You know.
If I have the loopy, I may not be making it, man. So,
Actually, I don't even know where to get it.
what do they call that? Make a Wish Foundation?
No. I know where to get lumpia, but the lumpia that's really good,
Don't kill my vibe. I'm talking about Gio
it's
here.
hard to find. No, I haven't found. They relocated. They're not there anymore.
All I want for Christmas is Gio.
Yeah, not surprised.
That's right. It's called Make a Wish Foundation. So.
What? Well, they do make special requests for special people. So yes, I get it. I understand.
Who the fuck can't let me have my brown bread, man? I'm used to brown stuff. That's crusty brown things.
Jesus.
It's true, and now I can't have it no more.
All right.
And then they want to take away the nuts on top of it and just leave me what? A stick? What am I going to do with just a stick? Anyways, let's move on. Good morning, Gio. The sad part is if she's broke and gets a taste of the money, it's a hard time managing the money if there are no boundaries. Yeah, that's true. Because I think a lot of them, it's the first time they go around with it. Yeah.
And the guys don't know how to say no, and that's why they end up broke.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. So true. They blow through money. Yeah, it's not even, yeah. The express lane fee has been that for a while. Raymond said, yeah, it's been 1,000. Yeah. And a lot of them, there was an option, but you had to, oh, he just, sorry, Krusty just tried to go inside the blanket and it was weird. He couldn't get inside there. Now he's on top of the kitten. But anyways, the express fees, yeah, some of them, there were a lot of complaints all the time, and it is supposed to be optional. And we started noticing, I was like, why is it an extra $20? And then I finally realized, looking through the numbers, I said, yeah, they're charging us something that is considered express. I didn't ask for express, and we still have to wait a couple hours. How is that express? And they explained, no, we can have you come pick it up the next day. So why do you add it in without asking me? And so there's no even reason to account half the stuff that goes on here, guys. Sometimes it's not like America where you can fight the system or just fight and sit up in jail for 3 or 4 days. You just got to pick and choose your battles, like I do with George every day. Get your ass up off the floor! Don't you die on me, mofo. But pick and choose your battles. It's that's one of them for sure. 20 years ago, express fees used to be an option. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so for me, I watched it for several years. Yeah, Jogo was like a Forrest Gump, and I noticed that everything looks pretty and shiny and all these other things. Yeah, it's by the way, guys, for those on the GoFundMe Christmas, it's a PayPal thing. It's instant. We're able to use it for different things. Like, there's several things we got going on for those that are Christmasing us and all of that. Because we have had people ask, and we've had like the best supporters, and everything is much appreciated. We've had people send us stuff from our Amazon wish list. There's been one up there forever. They send it at Christmas, our anniversary. They do money and say, go out and have a meal, do this. And we're looking to do something at New Year's for sure big this year because last year I wasn't doing well. And so, no, this year I want to. This could be my last New Year's and Christmas.
Wait, what?
What?
Don't say that.
Right. That's even knows that. Anyways, so well, we don't. You know, I need to take some different measures for sure. So I joke on that, but no, it's yeah, one day at a time. It's not good when I'm at this stage, but we knew the lupus would take effect on mine's pretty severe. So didn't think it would take a hold. I figured I was looking at 15, 20 years of just being in my 60s and 70s and just boom. But it's, yeah, it's kind of a mess. Immigration did not increase their overall fees in September, but express lanes have been, yeah. What the hell? You were doing so well and eating very conservative. I was and still am. Like George, it's really hard to believe. I mean, we rarely eat out like in America. Sometimes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We knew we were leaving, so we kept all the snacks at the house, candy, and we did Mexico. And just with the increase of kidney issues, heart issues, the lupus, being on steroids, and all these different things, I started buckling down the last couple years, and we took like all the packaged food out of here. Do we buy some on the occasion? Like we got a Christmas pack of cookies that held different ones in there, like chocolate chips and this, but they're small ones, so you just eat one here and there, right? I get if you sit down and you eat the whole thing and have a couple beers, then it's an actual problem. But we did. We put most everything in here is a manual cooking, and now we just eat out a few times, buy the donuts a few times a month, but it's not like it's like a chow down all the time. And so everything in here but most of it is so full of potassium that fights with the sodium intake, potassium, the medicine I'm on. It's causing me to really it's really, yeah, I can't even tell you the side effects has been great. So yeah, that I was and still am. I use mostly the erythritol or the plant sugars and all of that. And I kind of have a balance of how much that I'm eating of it. So if I do have sugar, it's like coconut sugar. It was just bad. It was a mix. I was getting dehydrated from the Lasix, and then I'm drinking coconut water and putting coconut in my oatmeals. And when I bake little cakes with wheat or oat flour, and instead of using white flour, and it turns out that the wheat flour was absolutely bad. Yeah, so it's where it is. Medicines end up making you sicker. They usually do. I was on way more medicines in the US, slept most of the time, and just had me at a certain level and do better here. But now these are like critical to see before I end up at a stage where I need surgeries. And that would be rough too. So, and I'm not prepared to do any surgeries. Unfortunately, I cannot see that either. So surgery right now would not be an option for multiple reasons. So one, the very first is I won't have them. I just I just don't. Once you crack the body open like that, with my conditions, it's just going to go downhill. Family history of generations had these. It's never turns out good when you go for those type of surgeries. And if I were single or widowed, I would just stay single. Yeah, too hard at a certain age to adjust your life with someone else, I think. Yeah, I think so. And then you would have to be realistic. Like if George, we always, I joke that if something happened to him, stairs, motorcycle, or just walking out the door, that that if something happened that I just couldn't see, just believing between my sassiness, nastiness, and whatever, that I would just fall into a 25-year-old's lap or or whatever, and that he would just date me for my charm or whatever. It could be. They could just be entertained all day, but I just couldn't see starting over, even if they weren't and they had the money. I just can't see starting over. There are enough guys in this town that may want a fluffy white woman on their arms, attitude or not, big or not. You'd be surprised. Maybe they just want a little eye candy or a trophy wife just to say she's a big American. Start out ahead of the game, but I still can't see starting over again unless it's Geo. Oh, there he is. The older you get, the harder it is to adjust to someone else's lifestyle and personality. Yeah, that's another thing. Even if you're in the relationship, I think people change. They never stay the same. The best thing that I heard is a couple that's been in a relationship for 20 years, or I keep hearing other vloggers saying I was with this girl and we were married for X amount of years. She changed and she stopped putting out and she was bad and they're putting all the blame on her. I'm like, wait a minute. They change over the years. People, you got to change with them. You got to work with them. And if you're quick just to jump out because she's not putting out or became mean all of a sudden, did you see what she was going through? The same with him. If you're running away from your husband and all that, you got to stop and ask yourself what's going on with him. It was never meant to be worked out to begin with. You guys weren't in it for the long haul. So you have to be in it down to death, just like it is till death do you part. You can't just, but I've been married several times, and that's probably the point that I was at with some of them. So it's just where it is. But in the older years, Heidi, I hate that. What else? I can't eat. Got a list here they gave me the other day: apples, cranberries, berries, but I can't have the raisins. I always put raisins in my oatmeal. Fruit cocktail, peaches. I can't have oranges. No oranges, no orange juice. Can't have broccoli, but I can have cauliflower. Anything that people with kidney issues is pretty much what I can't have. So, yeah, I've been on dairy, full dairy, and they don't want me having any dairy. So I got to go to all non dairy items, which I don't have a problem. I was vegan forever, and at least they didn't say the eggs and stuff, cucumbers, garlic, onions. Got a list here. Bell peppers. Mashed potatoes, because they're double boiled. I guess it boils out some of the potassium, but straight cut fries or just whole potatoes, I can't. So cabbage, zucchini, but you can't have the other squash that I like here, the butternut or whatever. One of them has too much.
Yeah, but the problem Heidi has, remember, it's the lupus too.
Yeah, so
So
I
like
do have
garlic and
kidney.
onions is an issue.
Right. Hmm.
And Alaka says, Heidi, maybe it would help of you perhaps to go out and maybe spend some time by the beach, get some sun, vitamin D. Lupus. No,
Lupus,
no.
the medicines I'm on is a problem in the sun, and the longer I'm out, the more I have to try to wear long sleeves, and my skin
Sh-
breaks out something
Yeah, it's like
fierce,
it's like
and
an allergy.
yeah, so
Yeah, not if it's direct sunlight. If it's like in the shade, she can tolerate it. But if
in the
it's direct
heat,
sunlight,
so it's
yeah,
a yeah, so basically just think of the autoimmune problem all the way around. So with the autoimmune issue and the serious heart issue, it does feel like I've got a cold all the time. So anytime I do small amounts of anything, it feels like I've got COVID for a week or something. So it's just, I mean, yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. And it's not surprising at this point. I just didn't realize that the things that I love and thought were healthy, including the quinoa and all that, they just is a no. It's nuts and seeds. It's actually, and then with my stomach issues, I can't really process. So then I'm built up, I'm missing half my intestines and a gastric bypass that reduced my stomach. I've still got a weight loss surgery stomach in me, and I can only eat limited stuff. Most of the weight I put on is because of the retention of water and what's going on. It's really a lot of water weight right now. So, I mean, yes, some of it's me, but this was all just confirmed recently. So yeah, it's just a real odd combination. I'm just a walking medical. It's like, oh, there's Heidi. So it's like, oh, gathering some sympathy here. I wish that all it was, brother. But I kind of knew this. So everything that, I'm realistic about everything going on right now. So I'm accepting. I know it. I'm not rushing to, you know, yeah. Yeah.
Bill says that his dad drank and smoked up until his 70s, and his mom never smoked, never drank, and died at 53. She died of cancer.
My mom died at 50 of cancer. I believe she had an autoimmune issue because everything going on with me is going on with her before she died.
Yeah, he says if it's her
Um,
time, it's her time.
yeah, so she was 50. I'm 54. So I've actually, but at the, short of the leukemia like cancer that she had, um, that attacked all of her organs, that um, she had a lot of issues. She was on. That's another thing. I can't get off of prednisone right now. That's our other issue that the heart doctor's having a shit fit about. I can't. If I get off the prednisone, then I can't walk. My knees, the lupus, the muscle aches, is bad, but it's bad on my heart. So I either lay down, gain excessive weight and water, and sit there and rot in bed, or use it. So we're in the doctors are balancing out what actually, even the meds, it made a difference. They couldn't put me on certain heart meds without figuring and I'm on a small dose. I could be on 4 times the prednisone that I'm on, but I still take minimal to get by. So it's been a real bad struggle. So anyways, I'm gonna get off of that. um I accepted it now, and I'm not willing to adjust. Yeah, there's just a level you just got to have freedom. Like I told George, just cut loose and stuff. He said, can I have a cup of coffee this morning? I said, hell no. And I said, you need to speak up a little bit more. Just cut loose, man. Anyway, so no, I agree. These guys think they are the apex predator. Yeah, and we'll find out. Yeah, there's a lot of them here, James and Karen. And good morning, guys.
Yeah,
We've seen
they
your
get
channel.
fleeced.
We like your channel. Some people like how they like one channel and talk shit, and they love Baby May that dances, but then you bitch about the people on TikTok. Cause I do. I don't have to like what you guys like because I do. Actually, I'm in love with Baby May too. Gio, do you agree that we can bring in Baby May?
Right.
You hush, boy.
I'll watch.
You can pay. You bring the oil.
All right, Dee Dee.
Who's Dee Dee? I don't know no Dee Dee.
I do.
You know a Dee Dee?
She's blonde.
If these walls could cry, like last night, like me on top, like the bed. There could have been a cat under us. Oh my god. We got to get a cage to put these cats in.
Why?
You liked them all in the bed last night? When it was kissy time?
Yeah, never mind.
Look at the look on his face. I was like, is this normal for all these cats to be around us while we're butt naked? So yeah, I think we put them in the room. In the dark with let's see, 9 times 2, 20 pairs of eyes or 20 eyes staring at you.
Who was the cat who You used to like to claw at the dangle.
Us or on TV?
No, us.
Krusty was doing it the other day, and you said you had to stop.
No, not. It wasn't him because Krusty's new.
Mango before we gave him away. The other
No,
yellow
I don't think it's
cat.
Mango.
Oh gosh. Anyways,
No, I think it's Snarf.
it might have been. Robert said, "Did you keep your SS insurance so maybe you can fly to Hawaii?" No. I paid in on that for 5 years and never used it. I'll reestablish if I need it, and I don't have the ability to make a clearance right now. My health has turned to where I won't make a clearance anytime soon, if I can ever make one. So, um, there's no way because it's 16 hours up in the air to get back to the US. How long is it in the air? I couldn't even probably make it to Thailand right now. Even a couple hours would be too much. And so because of the breathing issues and different things going on, I just don't think I could right now. So, and some people have known, we told a few of our bigger people about what was going on, and then we're like, "Oh, we were gonna save it," and then here a few things came up and it gave me an opportunity to talk about it on the side because 'cause we've known for a few days. We knew it for the last month or 2, so but it just really became really bad, and so, I did cancel that, and no, I just couldn't see keeping it anymore. Most do. Michael Onset is one of the best insurance agents here, and he advises right away most guys cancel. And it's I just wasn't going to do it no more. I couldn't see losing that when that pays for my medication or otherwise a month. So or the doctor. So piecemeal, I'm okay with paying for this, that, and this and that. So yeah, I couldn't clear now because of the issues. So I didn't expect my lupus and heart conditions and breathing issues to advance as quick as they have. And it is not without trying. I've got a treadmill here that I use. I have like a vibrating plate that helps with the circulation. I move on a daily basis through the house, like George said, without the cats and taking care of him and doing my daily stuff. I don't just sit around. I never stop from morning to night. Just anxiety, I guess, drives me. But um, I didn't expect to get to this point. But yeah, taking a trip would be an impossible. And shame on the channels, and I'm going to say this, that are using us as content recently saying, oh, Heidi can't go back or can't. And well, here's something for you. Talk about this, you dumbass. Shame and crap on the channels, whether they're trolled or not, that are saying, oh, well, good, Heidi's getting what she's been talking about other people. And I fucking knew this was coming. Said that I know that it can be me, but the fact you shame my size and medical conditions because I talk or bring up other expats that this has happened to, never denied that it couldn't. So it just makes you a scumbag and you truly are just doing shitless content. So, and you have no soul, no whatever. And so, yeah, for the ones that have only have the shaming of my size, yeah, okay. So, but I would rather tell people than to fucking lie or smile through my pain and make fun of other channels like your dumbasses do. There's like a dozen of them now, and there's specifically some that just he uses like 30 different channels to talk shit about, and it's all about, well, she can't leave. Well, yeah, oh, no shit, motherfucker. One, I wouldn't fucking go back to America due to the cost. I'm not going to go lay up and be a burden for my family in America to have these surgeries, and I can't go back now because of medical issues. So, my intention was to come here and never leave, and I'm not leaving my husband's side. So, if I have just Christmas with George, and then I fall down the stairs, that's on me. If I don't make it down those stairs, I'm not flying back. It just, so take that shit and go somewhere else because you're a lonely old fucking drunk. So that's exactly what you are. So it's just weird. I thought about that. I was like, who the fuck
Yeah,
would
but
make
don't
fun of
say that though.
somebody? Who would actually sit there and
Don't say that,
purely,
Papa. The world needs Heidi.
what?
The world needs Heidi.
Yeah.
Not really.
For 1999, I'll cry on camera for you so I could pay for George's Christmas.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just saying stupid shit because I'm nervous. Did you? All right, so we already went through that.
Yeah.
Oh, and the memory issues are unreal too. So if I have a brain fart, there it is. Could be the dehydration from the 18 water pills I take a day. Let's see. Smart Filipinas demand a ring and a house. Settle for no less, ladies. I don't know about that. Um, if you have the right guy, but here's the thing: I think they get what they got. So, in other words, these women probably should. If them ding dongs are out for one thing and a babysitter to watch them and clean their house, and some of them are like that, I put them at a 50-50 rate, then these women should take them for a ride. True story, babe. I did George. I cleaned his bank out, made him sell the company, and brought me here so I could pay cheap rent and sit and have him like make me a sandwich all day. Eh, it's true. This is for those deciding to retire here who are still working. While you have medical and dental, get it checked, right? If you have the green light, then all means, yeah, take the dip. That is true. We tell people they should, but unfortunately, like some know and get a clearance. And I've been here for 5 years. I knew I had the lupus, didn't expect it to progress, but I knew I was on heart meds and everything. You have to make that balance, get the clearance, get the dental, and you can get cheap dental and basic here. You really need to prep and have X amount put aside and the ability to go to. And by the way, back to the Guam thing, you guys do realize Guam and Hawaii is not easy to just fly in and get a hotel and get an appointment at these hospitals right away. It's like when people are going back, like if I went back to Florida or Michigan or wherever I was going back to family members, I'm not going to be seen right away. I would literally have to come in with a practical heart attack to get into an emergency room or something. So people don't realize when they're going back, they're not getting booked right away. It's taking time. And the last I heard from the last few expats going into Guam or Hawaii and shit like that, it's not an instant appointment thing. So where are you going to hang out? What average expat average that's coming in on these 2,200 a month Social Security checks with some savings is going to go sit up in a hotel? It's not going to be us. We've got savings, but we ain't got that kind of savings to sit up and wonder. And by myself, I don't know, about affording plane ticket and both of us sitting up there and eating in Hawaii. It's expensive. So that is true. How many expats have that, George? About expats that are going to Guam and Hawaii. They're not going to get seen right away. You're going to sit up in a hotel for 3 weeks waiting for the first appointment. Then they're going to want an MRI. Well, when's the next MRI? So you can make sure this is all what you actually want, because you don't want to see my shit from the Philippines. You want something more up to date, something more than a month old. So they're just going to con you into doing that. I get you're saying that the insurance can be done. It's a matter of getting into the appointments too. So you pay for the ticket, and then I don't know. I don't want to sit up in a hotel by myself. So yeah, so it's kind of, but yeah. Yeah, Guam is closer if you need a hospital medical treatment as an American. Yeah, but you ain't getting into those appointments. This has been a thing said for the last 20 years here in the Philippines. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. So then it's now fed in the last couple years, last 4 or 5 years. I keep hearing all the channels say, go to Guam, go to Hawaii. We've said that's not technically an option. It is one of them. It seems easier said than done, but think about the real hard reality of getting an appointment. So, yeah. And no, I wouldn't know because I haven't been there, but I know it's hard to get appointments. Matter of fact, that might be an ideal. I'm going to check. And then where am I going to? So, the reality of saying no versus it being done, I know you don't get instant appointments in any of the other states. I don't know why. And I heard Guam is hard. Isn't there only so many hospitals there to make appointments that take as we're to understand from those that have done it, that going to the Guam hospitals is even harder.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, where are you going to get an appointment and stay at these hotels? And I can get most of that done here. So and let's just add on top of there, I won't have any surgeries. not having any stents. I'm not having any valve replacements. I'm not going to have what they're suggesting. So it's for me, I'm not cracking my chest open. I get the rest of it doesn't require that. But what I'm saying is the outcome, if nothing changes anytime soon with the new medicines and all that, the next stage is a stage that I'm not doing. I'm not doing the pacemaker they're suggesting. I'm not doing a none of it. I'm sorry. That's just where I'm at. Some people want to have, I'm done with surgeries. So, and I'm again not going to sit there and recover forever in some home or nursing home or whatever those are they put people in. I made my decision to be here by what's his face here. Age gap is the wrong way to look at it. Young people can be unhealthy and slothful, and older people can be fit. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, young people can be unhealthy. Yep, and slothful, and older people can be, yeah, fit and active. Yep. Never thought of Guam. Do they have good hospitals? There's limited ones in Guam. And yeah, I was gonna say, have you look up. Last we heard, the ones that are there, and we had a guy that knew Sunshine Shoulders that came on our live years ago, and he discussed all this with everybody. So we
Well,
had a guest that came on. We've still got the interview up. He came on and he lives there. And back then he was complaining about appointments. So I think he said there's only a few hospitals. They're limited and it's not exactly cheap living in Guam either. So where would somebody, yeah. So it's I believe access for Medicare. Look up.
that's the question. It's not so much as how many hospitals; it's how many ones that do take it.
Yeah, they're limited.
And yeah, there's only two.
Two that'll take that kind of system. And there's going to be other Americans, other people coming from other countries that are trying to do
Yeah,
that.
Guam Memorial Hospital and Guam Regional Medical City. But
And check for me what the flight time
well,
is.
how many?
Guam and yeah, what is the Guam and flight, guys? It's globalization. Men of the West use it to their favor. Yes, and they do say a lot of them. They said the number one type of expats that are being married here off to Filipinas or vice versa is Americans. It's the first ones the women try to, that they're marrying off. Next in line is the Japanese men, I think. Japanese, Korean. I would have thought like Australians and some of these others were in UK
So
were fitting in.
there's 8 hospitals in Guam, but only 2 of them that take Medicare.
Okay. So I guarantee you're not getting in right away. Not one. You'd have to go in the emergency room and say, "Hey, I'm dying." And they turn you away. They turned me away 5 years ago. You go in for something like when I had migraines and high blood pressure and went in for emergency, they tell you to go to the clinic and come back later. And of course, I already had doctors, but it took me 2 months to get into a doctor. So I was seeing a neurologist and a heart specialist in America before I left. So my friends say now 29-day visa is 41. That 4100. Okay, that's probably right. So it went up by 500, not by that. And so yeah, and then the first time after the 30 or 60 days, it's a higher amount because they hit you with the ACR card. So people are freaking out over the 8 or 9,000. It's because it's an extra amount for I'm not exactly on the money, but it's way higher and you keep seeing the expats freak out on the forums or in Reddit. They're like, "Why am I paying so much?" I think I did the same. I was like, "Hey, I'm being overcharged." And then I realized they were like, "Oh, it's because you had to get your card." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that makes
It's
sense."
6 hours.
It is 6 hours for here to Guam.
Okay, specifically from here to Guam, but from there to here, it's 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
The
that's
reason being, guys,
probably doable,
yeah,
but not to sit around in a hotel afterwards and wait for an appointment. That would just wipe funds out for us,
yeah,
unfortunately.
guys, remember when you do measure distance from 2 places, to and from may not necessarily be the same time.
All right.
The
So,
reason being is the rotation of the Earth.
all right. So here is my deal. What would be the purpose at this point if I can get an MRI here inexpensive and afford, and I can have my doctors and medicine I can afford? I don't need Medicare. Why would I pay 100 and I think it's going up to 185? I heard it's going up substantial this year. So the amount maybe even at 200 at the first of the year next month. $200 a month, and most of my appointments $20 here, $40 blood, MRI a couple hundred, the EKGs and all these things that they're doing. What's going to cost is the stents, heart surgeries, or whatever, but I don't intend to do that. But if people go to the hospitals to get treatment for certain things, I just, people have to figure in me and George go through the breaking down of stuff. So then you're talking about the flights, the hotels, and all of this stuff. You could be out guessing what's a round trip, 1,200, 1,500, even from there to there.
Well, here's the thing, though. The issue
6,
is
7,000 for hotels to wait a month, 2 months there, food, expenses.
there's no guarantee. Even if now, first off, I'm for Heidi going back to the U.S. For medical treatment. Just so you guys know, we did talk about this already. However, there's no guarantee that
You talking about you feel I need to go, or that once I crack my chest, 5-year thing, infection, other medical conditions, that taking those kind of steps, I'm kind of miss you.
babe. Let me repeat myself word for word. First off, I am for Heidi to going back to the U.S. for medical treatment.
Okay.
That means whatever it takes to get Heidi healthy. However, one, Heidi already says there are complications after said operations. Two, we don't even know if said operation will be successful or she will live longer. Three, they're not just randomly going to jump on Heidi and start operating. That's not how it
Or
works.
treatments.
They will
or
go get Heidi through a barrage of treatments first. She'll be there for a while, and even
I'm more apt to die from a fight
what
with
I'm
a
saying
family
is, it's
member.
not like what people think. Like, because of you're having this issue, they'll go into an operating room right away. That's not how it works.
Yeah, we're all realistic. So yeah,
You know what I'm
believe me,
saying?
we think about all
And like I
that.
said, Heidi has to go through that barrage of tests, and then after all this tests, this barrage of medications, and then they have to go through this ringer of medications that they'll go through before they'll even get to the next stage, and so on and so forth. And
And forget about the in between. Staying with a family member,
right,
or
right.
who's going to
So
help me, having the kids stay home, and that kind of guilt, being away from
right, a
you.
lot of people
And
aren't aware. It's not instant. It's never is.
so,
And
yeah.
then now this part again, I don't know because again, I've never met anybody. I mean, that like Heidi says, after the treatment, we don't know if she'll survive or not. After the treatment. So I mean, I've had relatives that had heart attacks and stuff like that, and they were fine. But what I'm saying is, I never thought about it as the ones that don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, reducing carbs and sugar. Sugar's like fire in the veins and arteries. Yes and no. As a matter of fact, the diet I've officially been put on is more of a recommendation than it's more of the salt and the fatty items and the potassium items that are killing me right now. So it's a weight gainer. And you know what? I don't think they really know, honestly. Anyways, it's the least of my problems on that right now. So it's probably not helping because there's oils and shit in the donuts and everything. But I believe the fat, I believe the dairy and certain things, nothing is good anymore. And I think it depends on people's genetics and histories and everything else. So, yeah. Because one minute they're talking about carbs and sugar was fine, and then next minute it was now they're all eating bacon and all that, and eating all those processed things. It's just I don't trust anything anymore. Yeah, he was saying sorry that was up earlier, Robert. Yeah, next month George will be going for those long massages with happy endings.
Right.
I've read that Guam is infested with brown tree snakes. Yeah, they found a few in the commercial airline tire wells. Ugh. I hate snakes. Ha! Gio said, I almost spit my coffee out, man. Because I talk about Baby May and the different things I said. We had your cup up yesterday. I had the one with you and me, the one with my wig, the other persona that I have. Raymond, we do not. Zell is tied. We never kept any accounts after we were here for a couple years, and we officially closed down the last American bank. We transferred things, and we just weren't going to keep them there. We weren't going to risk that they were getting closed out if mail didn't show up, and so because we were using family members' houses, and I just can't
Yeah, it was
see.
starting to be a pain to
Yeah,
maintain the U.S. bank.
yeah, so we just do PayPal, the Gcash, and then some people do it that way, and then the rest is just through the stickers. Or people get things off our Amazon account. There's stuff in there for the cats and George and different things, or you guys can choose things. But a lot of people, and we've been sent Billy buying boxes. People have sent actual whole boxes over to us, which has been a blessing. Like the first year we were here, we had a dear friend send me like all kinds of clothes, bras, and we ended up with a crap load of shampoos and different things from home. And it's just a blessing. It's always a blessing. Yeah, if you guys contact us, yeah, we definitely let people know on that. And then we say if people don't want to and they want to give on behalf, there's always the dog shelter. You can always donate direct if you guys feel that we're just watching is a blessing. But the dog shelter Noah's Ark is a organization that we give to and have been to, and just giving to them directly is a blessing. She has hundreds of dogs and cats, ones with like they've even got like the wheels on them and they're disabled, and she's really come a long way from improving that with the dogs and what she builds and feeds them and stuff, and she's always needing help out there, so support is great. Oh, yeah, Robert, I know. I guess it's kind of like some people, they get kind of weird when they know it's just more serious than I thought, and I thought that I could just not say anything, and then I'm thinking when I think about the other channels that hide everything, but I'm not going to. I've said about 80% of what's going on. I just take one day at a time, and you know, let me be an example. So it's just something. What you talking about, Willis? They said, what you talking about, Willis?
Right.
Well, Joseph said that.
No, I know.
Oh. Could the visas higher cost possibly be because no, they haven't brought it up in a while. So, I knew for about a year before I left, but I had other conditions. I was seeing a neurologist for severe migraines. I've had blood pressure due to family history, severe weight gain, severe weight loss. I've been up and down in weight. I have hormonal imbalances. I have no thyroid. I've been treated for anemia most of my life. I've been a walking medical book. So it's nothing new for me. And the lupus was just not a surprise. So because I had had all the signs, so technically I would say 6 years or so, 6.5 years. About the time me and him met, we're in our seventh year. So and then I'm dealing with skin cancer. So the stuff on my face is starting to come back, and I just think it's because my whole entire system is weak right now. So it just overall, so there is no one thing. So, and I think hence the reason I say something stupid like I refuse to have a major surgery like that, because in my opinion, I'm not going to be the one like my mom that had dialysis all the time and chemo all the time and sit there sick in front of people so they can have me around for another Christmas. That's just pretty blunt. I just feel if one, it'll just be. So hopefully I'm going with, let me remove the stuff that they said to take away, try to cut back and keep moving like I am. George is a motivation. I've got grandkids. I do believe the pets, like George said. If I didn't have the pets and it was just George, I'd probably say, shit, get your own sandwich, bitch. And I would just lay and take a nap or something. But I think it's an overall like the channel. I do it so it's like so I can talk to you guys and tell you what's going on, give George a hard time, and so
You have to keep busy.
yeah, like in retirement, you're going to have down days and up days. It is a busy thing. It's never been for the money. I think it is more of the support, like being able to talk and communicate and bitch, moan, gripe, and all the above. So, Heidi, what specific doctors should we see for autoimmune disorders? Currently, I go up um, um, to Clark right now, and there's a local doctor here. Um, I think they're rheuma. I can't actually state what they are, but you got me on that one. I'm seeing a cardiologist and right now just a regular physician. So there is a specialty to it. I don't see those specialists right now. So,
Yeah, don't ask me about doctors. I don't know.
yeah, I can tell you the name. I can't believe it says rheumatoid. Anyways, I can't do both at the same time. I go to Clark. Did you ever go on methotrexate? Long time ago. Yeah, methotrexate was one of the first medications. The other one is the one I forgot the name of it for malaria. I don't think it's methotrexate. Might be. Is that
No,
the
no, it's not. I would
yeah
recognize that.
yeah?
No,
That was the original one that I was on. So yeah, rheumatologist. Yeah, I rheumatologist, rheumatoid. So yeah, rheumatologist. So I just set the appointments up. I don't go every month. I don't even go sometimes every 5 or 6 months. Been on the same medications. When things get flared, I go in. I see a regular doctor. That's why. So rheumatologist. So
yeah, that's it. Right.
yeah. So rheumatologist. And no, I don't take them because I have too many issues with other things.
Oh, no, that's it. That's how I know it's not it.
Yeah, hydrochloroquine was the one I was on forever. I was taking it for a while when I first got here, and just so many side effects with things. I'm on bare minimum and just deal with things. So, because I don't want to be, it's hard enough being on the heart medications and some steroids. Um, is the main treatment that I'm on right now. Yeah, rheumatologist. Would help if you perhaps go out and maybe spend some
Oh, I
time.
already read
Oh,
that.
okay,
I
and the
already read
vitamin
that.
D,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, throwing George down the stairs is not an option. Yeah, you need him to take care of. Not really. I still want to throw him down. It's just, yeah, put him out there in that cage match with the trike. That's right. Yeah, now I got to be nice to you. Now I got to be nice to you.
Right. What concept?
What a concept. I don't know. It's like no, like I got to be nice to that kitten over there. Eat what you want, screw it. I kind of got like that the last year. I mean, I've known I've had issues for a few years, and I do get like that. Like I do real good the first 4 or 5 months. Every year, you guys hear me say, "I'm doing this. I've been eating like this. Lose 8 pounds," and I start talking about it, and then that 1 month, probably because of the waterway, I'd gained like 17 pounds. I said, "Who the f gained 17 pounds? Somebody with heart issues can." And so I was gaining it on a daily basis because of the water weight, and I was like, and it was just getting really, really bad. So it just got discouraging. And I was fasting. So a lot of people said that, but with my bypass and all these other things, it wasn't easy fasting either. So, but I was. So it was kind of crazy. But eat what you want, screw it. The people that run 5 miles a day, yeah, they kick the bucket all the time. Yeah, there's been a lot of vloggers here lately too. There's been a lot of it going on. So Doc Ging is renowned for room Yeah, rumidox in the Philippines. Aw, baby Grace. Hi, baby Grace. Baby's there. Aw.
Oh,
Dad smoked a pack and drank at 70. Yeah, you're saying they earlier drank in 53. Yeah. Nope, I kind of believe that. Honestly, with the amount of surgeries and illnesses and like accidents that could have happened where I was almost in really bad car accidents, it's like I do feel that living up to now is really a good deal. Where they say that you're okay with your maker situation. Yeah, Peachback Mountain. Yeah, he smokes, drinks a ton. Yeah, he does look rough. He's still kicking. Yeah, looking rough. I think changing in one respect could be because you may not be having given yourself enough time to really get to know each other, especially in person or close too quickly. Yeah, and only realize it later. Yeah, I think, like George said, everybody puts on their best, behavior. Like at family events, you don't know there's problems with the marriages of a cousin or something, or the different things that go on. People go through these honeymoon phases and stages and best behavior, and then you learn more and more. And then some never move in together, and it's 5 years down the road, and they think everything's perfect. They move in and find out all kinds of stuff you don't think about. And if you can't deal or roll with the punches, some people just can't. It's just where it is, and
well, even if you're not plastic, there's this old saying that always stands true. You don't know somebody until you live with them.
hmm yeah. Even the couples who are in the same age sometimes grow apart after years. Yeah, a lot of people do. That's why a lot of the first and second marriages, you just become different people, different habits, different. They want to go off and do things they didn't think. Some want to have kids, and originally they said they didn't, or the other person wants to go to school. Hey, I didn't think you were going to school, or they want to change careers or go live in different states, and some will part way based on, hey, I can't go live in Tulsa, in Oklahoma or something. Did you catch her?
Well,
Is she quick?
I don't know why she doesn't want. She'll let you catch her, but it's just weird. She didn't
She's
at that
hyper.
time.
Yeah, she's super hyper. Yeah. Want to say hi, Panda? That's Sarah, Panda Bear. We can put her up. Hi, Panda. I
I
think we have one cat from every cat in the neighborhood. That's Baby's cat. There's a cat looks just like her. It's one of her kittens, but left up the street. That's one of the rescues during the storm. So yes, Ruby. Yeah, so true. Yeah, berries is on an eat list. So I always keep frozen blueberries because if you get a lot of the fresh fruits and vegetables will go bad. Like I try not to buy, you would have to shop on a daily basis and get out there and get them in smaller amounts. We tend to get at the store, we get the flash frozen, the broccoli, the carrots, the bell peppers, and things like that so we can use them to cook. But berries, yeah, are definitely on there. I was Woo! At least the peaches were too. I can deal. I thought the list would be a lot smaller, so it's definitely
the
not.
broccoli's on the bad list though.
Yeah, I don't. But remember, your whole life, you're told eat the things with
Well,
potassium when
remember
you're
this.
young,
This is with Heidi's condition,
right?
not
The
necessarily not
kidney
necessarily
and
you guys,
yeah,
of
with the
course.
kidney and the heart issues. Yeah, yeah, it's just weird, and it's everything I've been eating. And doctors, yeah, it's probably not helping you. Has not been helping you. So add the medicine, get rid of the food. you know, he already knows I'm moving and doing things, and then I do have to rest certain parts of the day, and I push myself the entire day. So it's a let's see how that goes. I'll be coming to join you, Elizabeth. I'll look at her. She's eating the hard food. Yep,
Aw.
I'm gonna have a ditty party. Might as well. Can we
Oh,
have?
that's probably why she was over there.
Oh, she's looking for, yeah, usually we have a
Yeah.
bowl of food. We soak the hard food. We don't want her and the other one to get used to. They're old enough they don't need the wet food. And we went through cases of wet food. Ted helped with the last case when we had
Yeah.
the
Thank you.
last set of kittens.
Yeah.
And no, she's eating the hard
Yeah,
food.
that's why she was.
Oh, listen to her though. She's over there crunching the hard food. She's so cute. It's about infrared light. There's so many of them available. I missed that one. Is that to look for?
For the sun, what it is, it's infrared light is like a healthier replacement.
Oh yeah, the lamps. Yeah, we looked into. I That's the ones we had the orange. Now, the light we have here, we do have one that has a orange tone or something that we leave on more than this bright one. That's more like office light, and I think it's good for the cat's eyes and everything. But yeah, they've got those lamps here, and yeah, and I do go out. I just can't stay out in large amounts, so my 83-year-old uncle, who can eat six-pack of Oreos in one sitting outlived. Yeah, it's true. And some will smoke and do all of that. I just got a long history, generation after generation of hearts and gallbladder removals. And thanks, mom. No ass and no lips and a bad heart. Thanks, mom. Heading to the Mall of Asia, the Ferris wheel, baby Grace's first time. Tulu, aw, be safe. Yeah. Well, yeah, I try to stay positive. I guess it's there's Heidi bitching again. Huh, well, yeah. Love you, Heidi. Stay positive. You're brave to share. Yeah, I think it's just slipping out because I've known for a few days, so I'm kind of like somewhere in between, had a few cries and in between and sensitive and a few like brain farts and stuff. I think it's the dehydration because they've tripled down on laxatives on the water pills. And so I'm like, shit, let me drink some coconut water. I'm like, dang, can't have the coconut water. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm going to do for that. I guess I just cramp up. If you find me on the ground like this, just rub some magnesium oil on me, man.
Right. Pour water on you. Water you like a
Like a fish?
yeah, like a fish.
Like a mermaid?
Yeah.
Really? Aw. Thanks, Raymond. Can the veterans through VA make appointments for Guam and them to go? I'm sure they could call in advance to make the appointments or do it online, but it could be you have to actually see a regular physician like in America, you have to have the referrals through Medicare. When you go to a specialist, anything outside of a doctor appointment, you have to have the referrals. So you have to establish probably a primary in Guam.
It's the same situation. That's why Campbell went to Vegas.
And on top of that, think about this. When you use that, sometimes, I don't know, I think you have to establish residency too on top of that. There could be all kinds of things involved. I think that's why he finally, yeah, went to the US over something like that. So it's usually for a resident, just not somebody. My mom had a pacemaker, then 10 years later, a new one, and she was fine with them. Yeah. Yeah. That's a rough surgery. I don't even know how they, um, yeah. How much money is needed in the Philly? It depends on how much girls can get out of you. Yeah, or what costs extra or extra expenses, medical, or if you add a girlfriend. We always say when these guys say they add a girlfriend, they're still talking about 1,000 a month. I think they're full of shit. That last couple, I saved their video. I'm liable to cover that one. I just thought they were so full of shit. It shows them in all these fancy bars and traveling and everything. And there's no way they're living on 1,000. Even if they own the house, it's still going to cost. You can't live like that. You can't live that Western lifestyle with a girlfriend that's bougie and
Right.
she acts bougie and shows she's bougie. That there's no way that they're living on 1,000 a month. That her living with an expat. So can you, as a Filipino, and live on 55,000 pesos or whatever the exchange will be after they take their cut out? 55,000? Sure, you can, but not living like that. You're not. Not the travel, eating out all the time, and they were like, and then there was the way they did the content is like, everybody keeps saying you can't live on this, and that. And this was just recent. I'm like, there's a million and one of these videos. And then they were like, everybody says you can't in this. Challenge accepted. Of course you can. And I'm like, Damn. Where's my buzzer? Fucking butter with jinga chinga chinga the mother with ching chong ching wing. Whatever. Ching chong wee. Four. Let me get the buzzer. Ching chong wee.
What?
Ching chong wee.
What is that?
Ching chong wee. Ching chong ching ching. Yeah, I'm gonna buzz you out. Yeah, go ahead, George. It, right? That's what they get. Challenge accepted. You know what? What's that old grumpy old dude? That comedian. Um, I forgot the guy's name.
George Carlin.
No, what's the other grumpy guy that's the puppet with that guy that's got the country accent? He's hilarious. I forgot what his name is, but he's got that grumpy guy.
Oh.
He's always everything is negative, and I'm like, no, just go somewhere and drop off of a mountain.
Yeah, I forgot his name. He was very popular back then.
Somewhere between Fire Marshal Bill and and jump off a bridge. Tell it to the river. Jump in that river and just put your head down in there. Just don't come up. No dang or anything.
Not really.
Right? Not surprised. Say, Heidi, what's your pain level today? About a 9. Shut the F up. Say, I'm right today. Place an appointment, then fly out. Yeah, I would hope you could, but a lot of it, I don't think's that simple. A lot of the referrals for what's majorly needed, you can start off with that, yes. Maybe if you pay cash, they'd let you in right away. Maybe. I think the whole. Okay, so there I was right. It's going from 185 to 202, George. So, yeah, so I
I
thought
can't find his name. You're talking about this guy, right?
Yeah, that's him. Jeff Durham. Yeah.
Well, that's the guy, not the puppet.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
His name's Walter. Yeah.
Oh, Walter? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Here,
Walter.
let me
Yeah.
see. Let me see. Hold on.
Jeff Dunham. Walter.
Yeah, it's the.
Walter. Right.
Put your face down in there and hold it for a few minutes. I don't know. I kind of like. I feel better when I'm more hateful. It's harder to put on that. Y'all, today I was just walking through Cebu and me and my lady stopped for ice cream. No, screw that. It's harder to put on a smile than it is to sit on my. It's funner like that. Hey, baby, it's funner like that. I like it like that. Bite my ass. I like it like that. Now I got a full license to be really bitchy. Maybe I just turn it on now.
Right.
Just flat out, fuck you, man.
Well, we did just
When
start.
you have nothing to lose, you really have nothing to lose.
Hey, first off,
Attack!
it's not like that.
Kick that kitten right across the room.
But no, I've always had growing concerns in
Ah.
like mid-year, and Heidi knows about it.
Oh, with me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we knew. Yeah, yeah. No, it's. Yeah, let's see. Tia, Heidi, with your health issues, I'm amazed how you keep poised and calm in every live stream. I think, like I said, it's something we've known for a while. I've been a little more sicker than said, and that, like I said, it's one of the reasons is if I'm not doing something, it's a lot worse to just sit and think or so then we keep different busy with different things. So, we still do some trike rides and we still go out and do things. I just can't do as much anymore. So, because it just puts too much strain overall. So, but no, I have my good days and bad days. So, yeah, 2640 for one bedroom for 60 days. So, yeah. you might as well use that for treatment, and I that could do a lot of treatment for me here. Yeah, I don't see the specialist all the time. I only see him on the occasion. So, my mom's first pacemaker lasted 20 years. Wow. George, is a true autoimmune disorders is very complicated and treatment is a hit and miss. Yeah, I mean, I've been on several things. I just find that right now, just keeping it simple and with other medications, I can't put all the medications together. So a lot of people ask me why I'm not using the weight loss drug, with this and that. It's because all the altogether complications. So
Right.
it's a hit and miss.
Hence the potassium.
And I'm not going to run around and go to all these specialists all the time to have them figure it out because one doesn't want to figure it out. A basic doctor isn't. So it's kind of it's yeah. I'm not going to go down in a ball of fire trying to figure it out. I think it's easier to go, like George said, one day at a time. Stick with the basics and stuff. If I go back to the U.S., another fear, if I can make the trip, would be how they would just they want to put you on a lot of different medications. They want to, do this and that. And I still think it's about the money situation. Believe it or not, some of my conditions have improved since we've left the US. So instead of being on the different medications I was on. So I still don't, with the medicines I'm on, feel they were a good match. Agreed that sugar and carbs are terrible. The other stuff is bad for the I do hear people, and it's funny, it's the one thing that I've leaned into, but it's the other bad habits and stuff. Not enough sleep, the stress levels. I've had anxiety and other issues my entire life, hence my mind never stops, cause anxiety, it's bad on the heart. It is not just that causes these issues. I don't believe the eating is improving it. People eat, drink, and smoke. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and and then you're left with the sugar and carbs. Everybody at some most people are eating sugar and carbs. And so I do not believe that. I really don't. Part of it, but not all of it. I will believe that the greasy foods and the fried foods, excessive, yeah, the oils and all that is also a very, and the drinking and the smoking. Hell, a guy can be perfectly healthy and get on top and have SCX and stroke out and have an instant heart attack. And it's like there was nothing wrong with him to begin with. I'm not on the carb and sugar thing. It just seems to. Um, it's if you go into the if you're on your phone, where is the? It's in the about us. There are links, and there should be one in the yeah. When you're actually in the Philippine Antics itself, there is a thing that says when you click on the icon itself, it says more, where it says like see subscribers if you're on Android or whatever. And when you hit more, it'll take you to a page that shows our description. And I believe there are some links inside of the description of every video. Um, then there is one second. Well, the scanning code is our PayPal. If you use your camera, it scans and goes directly into that. There's Buy Me a Coffee that a lot of our people use. So that's also in there. And then, yeah, that's all in there under the more thing. We've had those in there for years because a lot of people like, we want to send you this. We've had people in the Philippines send us stuff while we were on air, whether they were just local Filipinos, family members, different thing. It sent us stuff. So, did I just hear you, Sanford and Son, right? I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth, and I'm already sending George along with you. Yeah. Thank you, Luca. It does, but the potassium for heart and kidney issues that I have, it's a no. And I, like George said, he knew 6 months ago we should have cut out. And what has been in the house, everything he doesn't want me to have. So I kind of wish we would have seen a cardiologist sooner. So, and the doctor. So, nope, coconut has just got too much potassium, which is bad with what's going on in the medications I'm on. And Walter, yeah, ain't no more coconut. Well, then I guess I know where to place it. Gonna use your no more teepee for your bunghole. I'm gonna use the coconut that I can't just throw away or give away. Maybe we can feed it to the cats.
Right.
We'll give it to the dog. I'm sure I read somewhere that they have to be resident, yeah, or a veteran and see, yeah. I'm also thinking that it's like me if I go back to Florida, there are supplements that help pay. If not, you have to establish to get them. If not, you're paying a larger amount through the Medicare. So you really need to establish in order to get the best payment for whatever treatments you're trying to get. You have to establish residency to get supplements through Guam and through the government and state, kind of like being in Florida, and there would be a lot more to it. It's a lot more than people. The one thing I wish is it would become more of a conversation when people. I mean, I know we don't give the most accurate, the most up to date. It's an overall conversation, but there are channels that are so sure of themselves, or when we get responses of people that go on about Social Security or other things that they got to make sure that it's right for them. It does change for each individual state, each individual person, each person's situation going on. But uh, I know that it doesn't seem like it would work very well at this point. So I might as well go couch surf with family or go into a facility to figure it out back in the US. If I was going to make that, I wouldn't want to go into Guam, which I have zero idea about cost, renting something out, staying at a hotel. I mean, I guess if I was a multimillionaire or had a couple 100,000 in there, then I wouldn't fear some of this, but I still pretty sure you'd be sitting around waiting for a while. So yeah, during that time.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh.
That's why I said that. Um, as much as I want Heidi to go back to the U.S. for treatment, she has to go through stages and go through all the hoops.
Well, and I don't think I'll make a clearance right now. So, and it doesn't matter. I mean, we keep going around the same. One, I won't leave, and two, I won't have any major treatments. I know that's what they want, and I'm definitely not going to. There's too many things that I guess I did and didn't think about because my idea was never to have anything major. It's just where it is. No, not yeah. So. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. It is George's nap time. Let's see. I think I said I did. I read somewhere. Will attend to you if you're a veteran. Yeah, I'm not sure. They have veteran facilities there, yes, but they have them here in Manila. So yeah, best thing to do is to be able to have the proper insurance to go to the nicer hospitals here where stuff like this would be covered. But even if I had the best laid plans and the millions, it wouldn't change my decision to not have anything done. I watch my mom and too many people die from excessive treatment so they can stay around for their grandkids' eighth birthday or all that. And the pain levels and the different things that I'm at and the other medical conditions that I've already talked to before I left the United States and here, I just don't see. Of course, George would like to see me go back and do that, but I know what I'm going to be put through. And if I have any of the procedures that were even discussed, if this doesn't work out the next 6 months to a year, then I just can't see it. So and then I could live another 10 years. Who knows? I mean, that's where I'm kind of at. I'm stubborn as hell, and I'm pretty sure it may be that anyways. But if, I just can't see you kind of go through, would you not, and everything. But anyways, we appreciate everybody being here, and our next
Thank you so
live
much,
will
guys.
be
Appreciate you.
the Heidi versus the hype, the inbox mail, whatever we've got named on the new show, where we're going to answer people's responses, comments, addressing. George will address me and all of that.
Oh,
And
interesting. Our top commenters today is Victoria,
hi, Vicky.
Lucca, and Bill.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
guys.
so much. Appreciate you guys so much. We
Right.
love you all. Thank
Oh,
you for
good
being
night,
here with
Harry.
us.
Good night,
Thank you for
Victoria.
your support.
Now we can order a pizza.
No, no salt.
Some gin. I need a cigarette. Right? They said, live it, live it, live it. Go hit Walking Street. Oh, thanks. Here comes the kitten to say goodbye. All right. Good night, guys.